It's the Social Oddities Podcast, coming at you from 5 parts of the UK, all for one reason: the amazing world of wrestling.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They know what's coming next. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
Welcome everyone to episode 6 of the Social Oddities Podcast. This is our WrestleMania review show. So, joining me this week as always is Rach, Chris and Kev. Once again, Adam is not here, so we're just going to ignore him from now on. So say hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So quick things to start things off. How many of you have actually recovered so far?
Well, I'm fine. I'm just depressed.
Yeah,
So all of us,
my body clock is fucked.
so just for listeners, obviously all of us went to Orlando. Got back at various times. I think I was back on Friday. Some of us had longer and shorter out there, but it's now obviously Thursday, and all of us are pretty much still dead. So that's something we're all struggling with. But
Bring on New Orleans.
Woohoo!
yeah, by the time we recover, it will be next March, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it will.
Next show. So I guess first things first. What did we all make of the week? What did we all think of it?
So good.
Best week of my life. Loved it.
Best week ever.
What a fucking week.
So first Mania, I think for me, Rach and Kev. But Chris, how did it compare to last year?
I preferred this year so much more.
It was hotter this year, though, wasn't it? People said it was hotter than Texas.
I would say it was, yeah. Definitely.
Struggling with
Really?
that.
I'm surprised at that.
Fucking melting.
To be fair, at least they let you in the stadium within 4 hours this time. So it's a bit of a plus.
That was fine with me here last year as well, so I was okay with that. I didn't have to wait for people, so...
I think this show, we are going to be reviewing all of the WWE shows. So I think all of us went to obviously Mania, Raw, Smackdown, NXT. A few of us went to the Hall of Fame as well. A couple of the UK shows, Progress. Some of us went to WrestlePro. I think, Chris, you went to the WrestleCon Super Show as well. So we've got about 48 shows to get through in this show. So
we're going to give a minute to each show.
Yeah, pretty much. So
and go.
I guess let's start at the start. So I think Thursday was the first day for most of us. WrestlePro on the Thursday. So I think who here went to that? Was it just myself and Rach?
No, I think you went, Kev, right?
I went.
You
Yeah.
went, Kev, yeah. So I think for me, this is obviously the most amateur show of the week. I think there's the smallest promotion, no production budget at all for this show. Pretty much saved by Cody Rhodes, I think.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts, Nick? Because I hadn't heard of most of the people. I pretty much went just for Cody. So an introduction to you of some new people. What did you make of it?
I mean, it was very family friendly for sure. In comparison to Progress, it was good. I felt like it was slightly too long. It was there hours and hours. It felt longer than Hall of Fame, but I really wanted to see Cody Rhodes.
It was about 4 hours long, I think. It was probably the second longest show of the week. That
It was
one.
pretty long. Yeah, it was good though. There were some good matches and stuff, but yeah, just there for Cody.
So who was Cody wrestling?
What the heck was his name? Something.
See,
Was it Cage?
Yeah, it was Brian Cage. This is something I should have mentioned at the start, really. This was a bit of a test of our memories, especially for the more drunken ones in the group. So,
No comment.
so I think Chris's oracle skills might be slightly lacking this week. So there might be a slight delay when we answer questions. I think it was Brian Cage, wasn't it? Who looks like he's a total beast. He looks like he's just eaten Ryback. He's the size
Yeah,
of a
he
mouse.
was pretty huge.
Looks ridiculous. But,
Yeah, I seen him at the Super Show as well. He is jacked up to fuck.
so yeah, the Cody match was pretty good. I thought Cage was okay. Cody was obviously the standout star. I think in a card that features Hornswoggle and Stevie Richards, it's not hard to be a standout star in that card, I don't think. But it was okay. You know, it was a bit of a...
It had Grado on, so it was fun at
Yeah.
some point.
But Swoggle beat Grado, did he not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Fucking travesty.
Ugh.
So to be fair, for me, the show that I knew the least about, the most forgettable show, I think it's a local Florida promotion, from what I could gather. So probably not what I'm going to be checking too much out again. But I was hoping for
It
a
was
nice,
fun
easy
for what
start.
it was. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's their first night and stuff, and it was good for what it was.
Just a nice wee introduction to wrestling for the week, was it?
Exactly.
say,
and you caught Cody Rhodes' shirt. Can't ignore that. Woo!
I did.
Tallness comes in
first thing I've ever
handy.
caught.
Can I just... Right, Damon, you caught the shirt. Who has it now?
Rach has it now. So, yeah. My glory lasted about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I needed that shirt for sure.
Yeah.
She sleeps with it at night.
Pretty much, yeah. I was going to say, though, it was meant to be a gentle introduction to the week, and that's what their objective was. But it got to about 11:30 at night, and they said, we're going to take our intermission now. And I thought, Jesus Christ, come on.
It was like 6 matches or something. I was like, what the hell?
It was far too long. There was people snoring next to me. I think if they'd have shortened it down, it would have been a lot more enjoyable. But I think the last 3-4 matches, people just wanted to leave.
Well, people were leaving. It was like half empty by the time we left. So, but Cody was good. It was worth the wait to see him wrestle and stuff. But yeah,
I think just a bit of an honourable mention. I think to what's her name, Brandy? No, what's her
Brandy
name?
Rhodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she took a few bumps.
Oh my God, with the drawing pins. What?
Yeah,
Girl.
she doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is stand there and look pretty. That's she could get by on that.
That Joey Ryan guy with the lollipop. I cannot believe that fan in the crowd literally had that lollipop in his mouth for the whole show. That was disgusting.
It's a bit of a common thing he does there.
Yeah, but I don't understand. He carried on having the lollipop for the rest of the show. Just get rid of it. I don't get it.
I think some context there. I think that lollipop went various places on Joey Ryan, didn't it, for most of the show?
Exactly.
And that fan just sucked on it for the rest of the show.
Let's try not to take that out of context.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same context anyway. But
what did you think of it, Kev? Did you think it was too long?
It was definitely too long. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed seeing wrestlers who I'd never heard of or seen before. But like you say, it was just the sitting there, intermission, 4 or 5 more matches, and like, oh Jesus, really?
Yeah.
There is things what could have been shortened, what did seem to drag on a bit.
Mm.
So I'll say, obviously, the point of this podcast is for us to review the shows, and also I think to give out a little bit of hints and tips for people going to Mania in future years. I think one of the big tips I learned from the week is pretty much stick to WWE. Maybe 1 or 2 handful of indie shows. I think myself, especially, and some other people, we really pushed the schedule out, and we went to basically everything, and it pretty much killed me.
Yeah, we nearly died.
But this was probably one of the shows I could have maybe given a miss to.
I think I've done too many Axxess sessions this year, so I'll probably do more indies next year. And maybe less Axxess. Well, I say that now. Let's find out who's doing the Axxess signings for.
Yeah.
Triple H. Okay, I'll take that one then.
So getting on to Friday then, the first really full proper day, Axxess. Well, I think Axxess started on Thursday. Did you go to the one on Thursday, Chris? Did you?
Yeah, I met Sasha Banks on Thursday night because you were at the WrestlePro show.
Yeah.
And I was at Axxess for Sasha Banks.
Did you get to see Becky as well?
On the Thursday, yes, I met Becky too. That was a hell of a wait. I'm sure it was about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something like that.
Wow, Jesus.
We were towards the front of the queue for the Becky meet, and we must have waited 2-3 hours.
And that was at the front of the queue?
And that was, I would say, like in the first quarter at the front, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I learned about the week was if you're going to go and see people, try and stick to Axxess. I think they try to arrange a bunch of other meet and greets in shops and at the Orlando Eye, which I'm pretty sure me and Chris will come to later in the show.
Yeah.
And I think Becky was a Superstore one, I think.
Yes.
And from what I could gather, the ones that weren't Axxess took forever, and they were badly organised, and you're in the queue for 4 or 5 hours, and it didn't quite work. Whereas all the Axxess ones were really well planned.
Yeah, I think we'll come to that later on, but I think we just we'll come to it later on. We'll give thoughts on that one.
I think that's probably one of my take homes is if you want to meet people, try and do it at Axxess. Try and meet
Axxess or WrestleCon. At least they're more organised.
Yeah.
Friday
Progress. So again, we've mentioned Progress a few times on this show. For me, it was probably the best indie show of the weekend.
I was in a bad way.
Yeah, no,
you were in a very bad way. I've not seen you like that before, but it was pretty hilarious.
What? Just I had my head in my hands, sitting in the third row, like. Just,
I was like, "What's going on?" I looked at Damien. He was like, "Just don't ask. Just don't."
I think the best way to sum Chris up for that show is I was trying to find my seat because I was block A or something, or block B, and the blocks weren't labelled at all. So I asked one of the security guards, "Where's block B?" And he looked around and he said, "Just go to that sick-looking man over there. You're in that block." So I think that sums up how Chris was feeling.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You did look
So
pretty
you
rough.
looked, and I looked over, and I didn't even recognise you. I just thought, Jesus, that guy's struggling. Oh wait, it's Chris. Hello. So yeah.
Yeah, I was in
I
a
think
bad,
you were wearing your
was-
Bailey shirt as well. I think.
was,
And I think
yeah.
your face
You were
was the same
literally
colour
green. Yeah, exactly the same as your shirt. That ugly shirt that you wore.
That's a beautiful shirt, I'll have you
It's
know.
disgusting.
I think we could probably add something to our hints and tips for the week. If you are a Scottish guy, don't go into the hot sun and then drink as much as Chris did, because you will end up looking like Chris.
To be fair, I didn't drink in the sun. I drank at night. Just I drank too much too quickly, and that was the result.
So how much do you actually remember about Progress? Because I thought it was a hell of a show actually.
I still remember the matches. I was just dying at the times. I thought like Zack Sabre against Jimmy Havoc was good.
Oh
What did
no,
you
the
think of
tag
Havoc?
team match was
But no,
definitely the best of the night. Havoc was
tag-
boring.
Tag team match was the best of the night, hands down.
Yeah.
But
What
I
did
still
you think of Havoc? Because I thought we saw him in Progress in Manchester a couple of weeks before Mania, and I thought he was obviously the standout with Pete Dunne, the main event. He was a standout, and he was in a high-profile match with Zack Sabre, a big name, and I just thought he was off the boil completely. He looked really, really quiet, really.
I still
nothing to
enjoyed
him.
it. It was a different type of match to what we've seen in Manchester as well. So he's working a different type of style because they're totally different styles. Obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. and Pete Dunne. So it was just kind of showing that he can kind of adapt to that style as well, which I enjoyed the match. So
But
yeah,
obviously the tag match stole the show probably.
so it was South Pacific Power Trip, TK Cooper and Travis Banks.
Are you going to sing?
Still trying to get the song out of my head.
Travis Banks. They beat Sami Callihan and Shane Strickland.
It was a bloody good match. I was so all over that.
Awesome. That was so good.
I was jumping out my seat constant.
So yeah, even I was up my seat in that one. And that said something.
Are you awake for that one, were you?
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
like maybe one eye on it. So that was quite nice. I like that.
So actually, I keep forgetting what's the name of the girl who's with the.
Dahlia Black.
Yeah, I keep forgetting her name, but she put in a hell of a shift. Considering I think she's broken her foot, is she? And
I think she broke her ankle. I think.
to be fair, sitting on a plane for 9 hours, which is what she must have done with a broken foot, can't have been fun, or broken ankle.
Yeah, but it's Progress Orlando. Like you'd want to
fair
miss
play
that.
to her.
Come on,
Exactly.
it's huge. But no, it was good. I thought that the card overall was pretty good. There was a couple of matches that I could have sort of take or left, but
Because we left after Tyler Bate versus Mark Andrews, didn't we?
you did, yeah.
For reasons we'll get into in a second.
So I think we missed the Pete Dunne match. I think it was a fairly short match from all accounts. What did you?
It was really short, super short. It was pretty good though because he came out with like British Strong Style and they did like a Triple H pose and stuff like that. Crowd were really high on Pete Dunne. They were constantly cheering for him throughout basically his whole entrance.
To be fair, Pete Dunne's fucking awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
he
gonna
was
say-
so over.
Bit of a recurring theme actually at this show. I was sat next to some Americans, chatting to them. Also NXT and Raw, sat next to pretty much the same sort of guys, and all of them were just talking about Pete Dunne. When's he going to be on the main roster? They can't wait to see him. So he's got a hell of a reputation already over there, and I'm not sure how well Progress translates into America because it's a UK promotion. I think this is one of the first shows in Orlando, or one of the first shows in America, and a lot of the Americans knew about Pete Dunne and were really excited waiting for him. So that's got to be a good thing.
Definitely.
Not quite sure where they've seen him, but must have been on the UK Championship on the network. But
He still does a lot of indies in America as well, so people will know him from that too. So
yeah, sounds good. So let's get on to why me and Chris left Progress early. So we were going to go down and do the meet and greet with Bailey at the Orlando Eye, and to be fair, we were cutting it fine on time anyway.
We were, to be fair, but still, they oversold it. When we got there was probably, 200 people still left?
Yeah.
At least. And they cut off the queue saying that you had to leave at 4 o'clock with still about 200 people left in the queue. So I'm pretty sure nobody was really happy with that.
So to be fair, I don't mind the fact that they reached 4 o'clock. I was kind of expecting her to leave at 4. So I kind of went there a bit 50-50 about it. But my view on it is...
It's more annoying that they still sell you the ticket.
Yeah. And you know how many people she can see in a minute. She could probably see, 2 people a minute if she hurries up? 2-3 people a minute? And she had half an hour left, so the maths isn't difficult. It's probably 90, 100 people she could see in half an hour. So once there's 100 people left in the queue and it's 3:30, then just close it. Don't let people buy tickets and queue up again. It just seemed a bit silly. But like I said, we were late, which didn't help. But if they'd have turned us away, fine. But they let us stand there for half an hour, 45 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
A little bit silly, to be honest. But it just means that we have somebody to see now next year in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Somebody on my hit list.
I'm sure.
So, we'll need to get that one out of the way next year, definitely.
Yeah.
It's happening next year. It's happening.
But yeah, obviously, Kev went there a bit earlier because you weren't at Progress, were you, Kev? So you went to see her a bit earlier. So what was she like? Was she friendly? Was she...
She was friendly. You literally got 10 seconds, 20 seconds at most. A picture on your camera. A professional picture, what they printed off what looks like it's been printed in one of them Kodak little print machines.
Yeah.
She didn't seem very interested with the men. I mean, Emma went first and she was smiley and chatty to her. But then when I went over, it was sort of like, hi, thanks, tra.
To be fair, I imagine she gets a lot of attention, doesn't she? So she's probably a bit wary, I guess.
Oh, yeah. It just seems sort of like she was more for the women than the men. Instead of just treating everyone the same of like, hiya, thanks, how you doing?
That's
Fine
interesting.
Now,
I wasn't expecting you to say that. That's really interesting.
You need a Scottish accent. I met her last year in Dallas and she's a fucking sweetheart.
Yeah, I can imagine she's just the nicest person.
It's either just me or the poor lass was actually sick and fed up at the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one to go for there, Kev, to be honest.
Oh.
Well, I would opt for me.
Yeah.
If you see, I had my Sunderland top on as well, so
yeah, that
just
definitely
answers all the questions.
I think she's a Newcastle fan, so I think that explains it.
Oh, well, that's fine.
So Hall of Fame we'll quickly cover because it was probably the one WWE event that I was a little bit dubious of because it's kind of sitting there for 4 hours. They always overrun. There could be some people you don't really care about, and I just thought this could be a bit tedious to get through, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. I thought everybody spoke really well. They got you interested in their story. I didn't know that guy who got the Warrior Award at all, but from the videos you sort of get into the story a little bit, so that was fine. I really enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, but obviously it wasn't a wrestling event. It was more of a, speech type thing. What did you make of it?
I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty invested in all of the people. There's only a couple that I didn't really know that well, but I thought the DDP speech was pretty good. Kurt Angle's was spot on, funny, to the point. Just really showed off what I loved about him when he was in WWE. I mean, I understand what you mean about the guy that won the Warrior Award. The two people sitting next to me were American, and they seem to know loads about this guy. So maybe this is obviously an American thing. I didn't obviously get him at all, but his story was pretty sweet. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be long, but it didn't really seem that long when you were actually there. So yeah,
I think it helped that most of the guys are really good speakers. I think DDP is a sort of motivational speaker anyway, isn't he? So
yeah,
he does a hell of a job, and obviously Jim Cornette could speak for the rest of his life, and I'd still listen. He's something about him I always find quite interesting, and I kind of missed a little bit of the Rock and Roll Express ones because I was went to get a drink and stuff, but those were the only ones that were slightly too old for me. But everyone else, I've got a lot of time for. I'm quite interesting. So I didn't mind it. I'm not sure if would you do it in future years. Like, obviously, if there's a Rock or an Undertaker, you probably would. But
I think it would depend on who is inducted. I quite liked quite a few of the people being inducted. You know, I massive respect for Beth Phoenix. I quite like DDP. I like her angle, and you know, Teddy Long was pretty funny. So I knew who pretty much 3/4 of the people were that were being inducted. So I think it does depend on who the big names are that get inducted for me to go again. But I had a great time.
what did you think, Kev?
Pretty much exactly the same as Rachel. Everything what she said hit the nail on the head there. Again, in future, I might consider not going if there isn't the likes of The Rock, Undertaker. But personally, I did feel at times it was a tad too long. But I don't know if that was because I was sitting next to someone who was absolutely pissed and he was being a complete nut of cock.
I wasn't there, by the way. Just
Make that clear now.
Yeah, it wasn't Chris, so don't worry. He
there was a few people that did spoil it, though.
Start. Yeah.
There was some really insensitive people. When that guy who won the Warrior Award come out, there was a few people that were being a bit insensitive, and there was who was the daughter of
Rick
someone?
Rude's daughter.
Yeah, there was some stupid ass people in the crowd with her.
Yeah, that what guy next to me who was pissed was just screaming, "Take your clothes off! I want to fuck you."
Oh yeah, see that's
stupid stuff like that.
Again, I wasn't there.
No, to be fair, this is sounding a bit like Chris, to be honest. You sure it wasn't Chris?
No, it was American, so it certainly wasn't Chris.
I think, to be fair, it's the one show that you should show a bit of respect at. Like, if people are going to chant stupid stuff at Raw and SmackDown, you kind of let them get away with it a little bit, but...
Yeah, no, not Hall of Fame. I got pissed with a couple of people and I told them to either fuck off or basically sit there and shut up, so...
Rachel,
see, what knocked me at Hall of Fame is every time Roman Reigns was on the screen, everyone booed. And it's like, yeah, you don't like him, but this is something different.
Yeah.
This is respectful...
I agree with
tie
that.
kind of thing, rather than going in a wrestling top, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm. It's a different type of event altogether, so show a little bit of respect. These guys put their bodies on the line for years for you, and you're just going to go and spoil it by doing whatever you want to do. Just be quiet and let them do their thing.
And to be honest, the sense I got was that a lot of these guys actually meant an awful lot too. I know it can come across a bit cheesy and a bit like, I don't know, like you're giving, I don't know, the Oscars and things like that, like real awards, whereas sometimes the WWE ones, like the Slammies or whatever, can seem a bit cheesy and a bit fake. But I think DDP, it seemed to mean an awful lot to him. Some of these guys, take this really seriously, and I think it's quite nice to see them actually looking a little bit touched and a little bit humble. Like, it seemed to, you could tell DDP was sort of welling up a few times, which was actually quite nice.
Oh yeah, that was a bit cute. That was sweet. And Beth Phoenix, that was really cute.
I'm not entirely sure Edge expected his shout out, did he?
Oh, that was hilarious.
I'm not sure if anybody's.
So I don't know what.
Have you not? They got Beth Phoenix did a bit of a shout out to Edge, and they got
all right.
Tony Chimel come out.
Tony Chimel to come out to do his.
The rated us first star.
He was not expecting that at all.
That was quite good fun.
But there was quite a few people missing. Like, I don't know if you noticed, Damien, from your side, but there was quite a lot of chairs that had names where they just didn't appear and stuff like that.
What happened is the speeches are obviously written beforehand, and they know what they're going to say, and the camera can then go to the person in the crowd who is going to be talked about in a few minutes. And it looked like a lot of the WWE guys turned up, sat in their chair, got filmed for their reactions to some bit in the speech, and then left for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, they did, because Molly Holly definitely did that. Molly Holly, Edge, they were sitting in their seat, and as soon as Beth was done, they were gone, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, they pretty much come and go quite a lot, all the wrestlers. They don't stay there. I know it's a long night, and obviously I left a couple of times, but some of them are gone for quite a while. Dean was gone ages. I
was going back to my hotel, and I seen is it Christy Hemme and Candice Michelle leaving our hotel in their gowns and everything like that. So I don't know if I'm assuming that's where they were going.
Yeah, they were there.
So yeah, I just looked at them and was like, fuck my life.
Gotta say, a lot of the WWE women, they look so different dressed up. Like Carmella.
You didn't recognise, I was gonna say Carmella, you didn't even know who she was.
And like, I'm not gonna sit here and say how good they all look, because that's really cheesy and a bit cringe, but some of them look so different. That's what like struck me. Like, Yes, she looks so different in like a ball gown. It looked really, really weird. And some guys just don't suit it, like Sasha in like a ball gown. It just looked odd. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm so used to seeing her in like her ring attire that some people.
That when she looks like a human, it's too much.
It's really weird, yeah.
So weird.
And she doesn't look like a boss.
Just for Chris, Bailey in a ball gown is the way to go.
Oh God.
Yeah. Anyway,
right. Hello, Google.
So let's move on to Friday. So Chris, how was the WrestleCon Super Show?
It was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it. It was just really fun. We had a surprise appearance from Loki, which I marked the fuck out for because I've never seen Loki wrestle in the flesh before, so I was quite happy to see that. The 10-man tag team match that they had was just incredible, which was Team Ricochet versus Team Ospreay. In the middle of that, this is online, but in the middle of that match, they ended up doing like a dance-off with all 10 guys dancing to Uptown Funk. It was hilarious to watch. And they had Drew Galloway was sitting down in the corner while the whole thing was happening, and after everyone had done their dances, they all pointed at Drew, and Drew was like, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it." And eventually done like a little move, and Drew got up and done a dance. Then stuck the head in. I think it was who was it? Looking at here, I want to say it was AR Fox who stuck the head in, and that kind of ended the dancing segment. But it was really fun. It's online if people want to have a look for it. It's really cool. And they had a 20-man battle royal, which had Marty Jannetty in it. Marty Jannetty, Gangrel, Shannon Moore, the Hurricane, Billy Gunn, Matt Striker, Colt Cabana, Moose. It had really, really quite some interesting guys.
What's Jannetty like?
He was fucked.
I was going to say,
not going to lie,
hammered, you or him?
Marty Jannetty was fucked. But it was quite like just to hear Billy Gunn's Ass Man music again was pretty cool for a start.
Yeah.
They had Joey Ryan in it as well. He originally won like the match and then had to then defend it again because there's like the DDT Iron Man heavy metal championship or something like that. They had Sandman come out to enter Sandman, which the crowd was loving.
Yeah.
And Sandman beat Joey Ryan, and the crowd just sang Enter Sandman for like 5-10 minutes. It was crazy. Loved it.
So the first year you went to Dallas, did you do the Hall of Fame that year?
No.
So I was going to say, obviously, the point of this show is to give people some hints and tips. And in terms of, this was my first real decision point, whether to do the Hall of Fame or do the Super Show. So
unless it's Undertaker or Rock, I would do the Super Show again.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair enough. I think there probably isn't that many more big names to go in the Hall of Fame that I would particularly be that interested in seeing.
Plus, I got to see Matt and Jeff Hardy on that night as well. So we all know now what happened with them later on in the weekend. But I got to see the Hardys against Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., which was a good match as well.
Yeah.
And they were in full broken character too, so that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. And shout out to a guy who had a panda on his cock.
I think we've got the title of this week's show sorted out.
There was a guy in a match who had a panda on his trunks, so there was a chant, and you can kind of guess where this chant started from.
Yeah.
He's got a panda on his cock. Yeah, we can guess where that chant came from.
I think it's only fair that you actually shout out to the person who probably started that.
It was me that started that, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, was it?
I just kind of whispered it and then she took over, so.
I bet.
So yeah, shout out to Emily for that one then. So that was fun.
To be fair, it's probably worth saying any stupid chance that Chris mentions probably came from her, to be honest. So
no, to be fair, I just
so many chants as well.
I just kind of gave her the ball and she ran with it.
So Kev, next year would you be tempted to do Hall of Fame again, or would you
get away from
tempted to check out now Chris has sold Super Show to you so well?
It would depend on who's going in. That's the thing. If it's The Undertaker or The Rock, then I'd be at Hall of Fame. But experience of this year, I think I'd go to the Super Show.
I've got a funny feeling that they're going to put Daniel Bryan in next year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan next year, and I think that's pretty much.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Which would still be good. That might just sway me.
Yeah.
So why do we all think The Rock wasn't in this year in his hometown?
Because his hometown's Miami.
Okay, his home state.
Sorry, that was dickish.
Jesus, pedantic. Yeah.
Sorry, that was me.
I think I prefer drunken sick Chris. He doesn't argue back.
He doesn't fight back, yeah.
He doesn't move either. He's barely breathing. This seemed like the perfect chance to put him in. Do you think?
Well, selling tickets though.
What do you think?
Need someone to sell tickets.
They probably had Angle lined up as the GM a few weeks ago, and then they just saw this as they can't have Angle and The Rock. You can't. You probably shouldn't have two headliners. So it's probably just a case of they filled all the spots.
I think if it goes back to either Miami or somewhere in California, he'll go in. That's my thought.
You're probably looking at quite a few years away then.
So, California might get it in 2 to 3, maybe 4 years, because they've got a new stadium getting built as well, isn't it? Well, I don't know when it's due to be finished, but as soon as that stadium's built, I would imagine it would go back there pretty soon after.
So just quickly then, do you think next year will be Bryan, or do you think the Undertaker's got a chance? Because they normally leave it a few years, don't they?
I would say it's probably going to be Daniel Bryan next year. That's my thought anyway.
I think it makes sense. It's probably his.
Do you not think they'll hold the Undertaker for Texas?
If they do, there's talk of it going back to Dallas or even one in Houston as well. So if they were to do it there, then that may make more sense.
Yeah, because he is from Texas, so...
Yeah. You mean he's not from Death Valley?
No, he's not from Death Valley. Sorry, I broke kayfabe there, haven't I?
Oh my God. It's still real to me, damn it.
Don't ruin it, Kev. Don't ruin it.
Sorry.
Yes, moving into Saturday then.
Saturday was a long day.
It was
Saturday
a long day.
was a really heavy Axxess day.
So I think we did basically all of the sessions. I think was there.
We'd done 2 of them, didn't we?
Oh, it was 8 till 12 and 1 till 5, wasn't it, or something like that? And it was a long day.
Yeah.
That was a long ass day.
Got to see quite a few good people then. See, Axxess for me is tough. I think you need one session just to meet people, and then one session to do all the exhibits. You can't really get it done in both. And
yeah.
You could be queuing up for 4 hours and see 2 or 3 people. So
yeah, the queues were insane to meet the superstars. I'll say that.
They are. Especially,
I'm not sure how.
Quite popular. Like, I don't know you got to meet him, but Sami Zayn. I walked past Braun Strowman's line, and it was absolutely insane.
I'm not sure how they could better organise it, but it does seem like because we could
organise it better by the special help lane, not actually letting just anyone go down there.
Yeah, that was horrendous.
Same line, yeah. They need to. I heard last year they were checking paperwork, and this year they couldn't be bothered.
Well, I've seen a guy on Facebook as well saying that he actually bought a knee brace just to fake an injury so he could get down the ADA line.
Ugh.
Yeah,
that's
disgusting.
That's sickening as far as I'm concerned.
It could be. I think Florida law it might be different to other states in that you can't ask somebody for evidence, but I think the helpers' hands were tied a little bit. But yeah, no, they should have put something in place.
Yeah, because you can't really ask and see what's your disability because it might be a non-visible disability they have.
Yeah, but I think Dallas were asking for paperwork.
And not that I remember. Maybe some people were, but not that I remember.
But yeah, they need to sort that out. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how better they can organise it because we got in at maybe 8 o'clock and they were like, well, we don't know which stands these guys are going to go to, so just pick a line. And I'm like, okay.
So I was in late because Super Show didn't finish until like 1 o'clock. So by the time I got back to my hotel and slept for a bit, and then I was just knackered.
It was okay. I kind of enjoyed it. My first Axxess, it was quite good fun.
And you met Sami Zayn. You can't complain about that.
And Samoa Joe was on Saturday as well. So that was all good fun.
What was he like? Was he nice?
He was quiet. He was friendly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He was quite quiet with me too. So I did say to him, I'm looking forward to see what you do at Mania. And he said, we'll just need to wait and see. And then he'd done nothing. So,
but, yeah, he seemed a bit quiet, a bit, he was friendly, did his little hand sign thing and was like, posed for the picture and fine. So,
But Damon, see when you said he done his hand sign thing, did you do his hand sign there? You totally did.
Yeah.
You totally did.
Yeah, he was fine. It looked like he was being told to speed things up a little bit because he was meeting you and then saying bye, like mid-sentence. I was like, okay, bye.
Oh, that's slightly awkward.
Which is all right. I get it if he's got people to get through. He's only got 2 hours or so, only 2-3 hours to get through all those people. So
Yeah, but was that Samoa Joe?
yeah,
Yeah, you paid for a premium VIP, or whatever he was, so you should have had a bit more time.
yeah, he's
Not be
probably
so
spending
rushed.
maybe less than 30 seconds, 20 seconds. By the time you get up there and stand in the right place and all the rest of it, sort of, he has a quick 10-second chat and stuff. But I think I might have joined that queue a bit late, so I think he was trying to get through the people at the end, which is probably fair enough.
I like the photos compared to like when you went last year, though, Chris. I didn't like the whole leaning over the table thing. I was dreading that, so I was quite happy that it was like a stall / standing up.
I'll give them credit for that one. They sorted that out this year, which was a lot better.
Yeah, it did look a lot better.
So I'd like standing pictures with Sasha and Nakamura, which are really good. Yep, Samoa Joe was still sitting down, but you were still standing up and you could still see everything.
It was closer, yeah. It didn't look so like separated, I have to say.
So your picture with Naomi, she was climbing all over you, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, she was climbing over that table to speak to me. She was so lovely. She was really friendly as well.
She seems really nice, actually. I can imagine she would be really nice.
She was really, really nice. It was Lana originally when we queued up, but it was like 9:45, so we knew it was going to change by the time we got to the front. But some people were so pissed when it changed from Lana to Naomi. I was like, God, I'm loving life. Like, she was who I wanted. So she was really
Is that
friendly.
the problem me and Damien had and ended up with Summer Rae?
Oh,
Yeah. Who were we in the Jinder? I think it was the Jinder Mahal queue.
Yeah.
Changed to Summer Rae, yeah. But
That is
I've got to say,
slightly
one bit
better.
of Axxess that's a bit harsh is at about 9:45 or like 15 minutes before the handover, people join the queues waiting for the new guy. And so
I know what's coming here.
So none of them want to get to the front. so by the time the queue gets to the front, the guys sort of let everybody behind them go past. And it reaches a point where about 10 minutes to go, nobody moves. And they just stand there and nobody moves forward. And the guy who's at the actual table is sort of looking at people going, who's next? And nobody's moving. And it's a bit awkward.
There was a point in the afternoon session, I think it was, where we'd already been in met AJ, and we were waiting for there was a table that was empty at like 3:05, so somebody was due to come out. So you could see everybody piling in, expecting or waiting to see who it was. And as soon as Alicia Fox came out, everybody left.
It must be a bit disrespectful just to see everybody turn their back on you and walk away.
I did feel really bad for her, but I was like, I still don't want to go. But I was really tempted to go and do the Alicia Fox thing to her.
Well, if you'd have waited, I don't know if you left, but if you'd have waited, Noam Dar turned up 5 minutes after that.
He did,
No, I think-
yeah.
Yeah, because I heard someone done a signing. It was Noam Dar and I think it was Rich Swann,
Yeah.
and everyone was getting a picture of Rich Swann and ignoring Noam Dar. But there was a couple of Scottish guys who turned up and just walked right past Rich Swann and started talking to Noam Dar, which kind of perked them up a wee bit. So that was pretty cool.
I think Axxess, for all its faults, there's probably not a lot that they could actually do about it. You got all these people, they all want to see the same people. There's nothing you can do about it. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I thought some of the exhibits were pretty good.
Oh, it was brilliant. I loved
Probably
it.
could have been bigger, to be fair. From what I get, from what I see on telly every year, it's like a huge place, and it was kind of relatively small. There's like, what was there, 6 or 7 exhibits? It wasn't massive, was it?
I think it was smaller than last year.
Yeah.
I would say that.
To be fair, 2 sessions, you could easily get it done. I didn't think we needed too much more than that.
I was at 4, so
Yeah, some of the NXT matches though were pretty good. I think
yeah, that was really good. And the UK matches that were happening as well. So you got to see Pete Dunne there too. So that was pretty good.
Oh, we saw Pete Dunne, didn't we, as well, Kev, in the morning? Was that us? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I seen Pete Dunne do a run-in. That was a bit, but it's still good to see Pete Dunne.
No, we did one of his signings with him and Mark Andrews in the
Pete Dunne
morning.
and Mark Andrews, yeah.
They were so nice.
So yeah, Pete Dunne. I've said it before already in this podcast, but Pete Dunne's going to be huge.
Yeah.
He's going to do so well. So well, but...
So Saturday night then, NXT. I was going to ask Chris this question because he went last year and NXT was probably the show of the year, probably, in which had the match of the year on it.
Nakamura, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, what did you make of NXT this year?
it wasn't as good as what it was last year. Now, I'm only saying this because I had to watch it back the next second day because I was absolutely wrecked.
Is there a show you weren't wrecked for, just to get that out of the way?
I wasn't drunk for any of the rest of the shows.
Okay, good. All right. So NXT then.
Or at least not at the show I wasn't. After it's a different story.
So I didn't have, obviously, last year's NXT live to go off. I thought this year's show was decent. It was pretty good. You know, probably a 7 or 8 out of 10, or something like that. Some of the matches were decent, but
I still
wasn't
think
a standout.
But it's not. It wasn't what it was last year. But they've lost a lot of talent as well.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. There were still really good things happened on it. For me, I think the tag match was the match of the night.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I thought that was absolutely incredible.
That was the Revival, DIY, and Authors of Pain. I think Authors of Pain haven't really been that impressed with them. Like, it's always good fun watching two big guys chuck guys around, but they haven't really had a standout match. I think they looked really good in this one.
But I think I don't think the fans have really took to Authors of Pain yet. But then again, the fans never took to the Revival right away, and look at the Revival now. They're loved. Yeah. So even though they're still heels, but they're just so good at what they do. But it was. I thought they started off with the right match with having Ty Dillinger out coming out with the 10 chants, and I thought it was a great way to get the crowd into it. Then you had Aleister Black. I was just so happy to see him there. Being a big fan of Tommy End, obviously in the UK scene and that as well. So we've seen him a lot at ICW, and people that have been to Progress and everything else have seen him in Progress, and numerous other indie shows as well throughout the UK and Europe.
I think he's going to be pretty big as well, because
I think his entrance was incredible. He was treated as a star right off the bat.
But I think they're really going to push him, because we saw some NXT tapings after Mania later on in the week, and I'm not sure if you've seen them yet, so we won't spoil it for people. But he was featured on some of them.
I don't think the first one will be out till next week, because they showed the dark matches that they had before NXT Takeover. That was on last week's show there. So, but
I think they're really going to get behind him. I think is my sense. They're really going to try and do something with him, which I've never really seen Tommy End before, and I've only seen Aleister Black that one time. But he's definitely somebody that I think they could actually do something with. He could be pretty big.
No, I think he's really, really good. He will be big. But yeah, I still say tag match is the best match of the night. Then you had Asuka and Ember Moon.
Yeah, so Kevin Rage, really, I know that you were sitting with friends of yours that were waiting for Ember Moon to win and were slightly annoyed that she didn't. What were your thoughts?
There was no title changes at all on NXT, was there, really?
No, I was surprised at that.
Yeah, nothing. I was really shocked. Really, really shocked. So was Satin, but to be fair, she was really pissed.
It's not always a bad thing. Mind, like, the champion retained.
Yeah, but one new champion, come on, like, there was 3 matches. And to be fair, I mean, I don't know about you, but I quite like the new title belts, obviously. So I think I might be having to get the new women's one.
I think they needed to change the belts.
They did.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think that was a subtle way to get rid of the old NXT women's title, but we'll just change the rest of them so it doesn't look as bad.
Yeah, I like it. So I think it looks a little bit more prestigious. So I'm happy with it. So that's another one on my list.
I think they looked okay. After that match, I was on my way, surprised enough, to the bar to get some more drink. And then I just had a big pop, turn around, and there's Drew Galloway on screen, and I marked the actual out. Drunk Scottish guy. He literally
only come out for that moment, mind. He was there for all of 2 minutes.
Drunk Scottish guy sees Scottish wrestler on screen and marks the fuck out. There's your headline. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, I think it's so quite good that they seem to be getting behind him as well, because he could have easily joined WWE and gone right back to his, Heath Slater tag team thing. I could see WWE doing that because they're idiots.
Because they would have been idiots if they'd done that.
Yeah, but they have been idiots in the past. I wouldn't put it past them.
It's true.
But it really looks like they're not going that direction again on an NXT coming up in the next few weeks. But
I think putting him in NXT,
Black, I think they're probably going to go somewhere with him.
I think putting him in NXT is probably the right thing to do to try and now flesh out his character again, to try and get him away from the WWE's perception of 3MB and everything like that. Let him build his character, and then I've heard he's only got a year contract for NXT. So maybe next Raw after Mania or Smackdown or something, he re-debuts there and goes from there or something, because I think it's a good thing that he's in NXT to refamiliarise himself with the WWE universe, if you want to use a buzzword. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what he does. He's fucking awesome.
So Kev, what do you make of the Nakamura Rude match? Because a few people were disappointed by it, thought it was quite slow, quite quick. What were you thinking?
I was a bit let down by it, comparing it to watching last year's.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was injured going in or he had a knee problem, but it was definitely a bit of a tactical submission style, slow.
I don't know, they just didn't seem to be in it.
It was disappointing.
Yeah, both of them was just sort of there to, well, we're on TV, we're happy, we'll do what we've got to do and then go home sort of thing.
Yeah.
See, I actually enjoyed it.
I
didn't at all. I don't feel like they were really that invested in the match at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think they told a good. I was going to say that. I think they told a good story, obviously, with the leg injury. So he was working on the leg and wearing Nakamura down to the point where he couldn't hit the Kinshasa because he couldn't put any weight on the leg. And I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I think Nakamura could have had maybe a slightly better send off than he did, but I think it was decent enough. But something to get all three of your opinions on. Last year, the one that Chris went to in Dallas,
the best show I've ever been at.
Yeah. Featured a bunch of guys that have gone on to have some, decent matches on the main roster. So obviously, last year Zayn has come up to the main roster and he was pushed for a little bit. Had a big series of matches with Owens. Obviously, Bayley's the champion on Raw. There's a number of people from NXT last year that have actually come and done stuff. Obviously, Joe's there now and things. So, who from this year's NXT can you see making an impact in the next sort of 12 months? Obviously, Nakamura is probably going to be the biggest one.
Yep, undoubtedly. Nakamura.
Do you think there's anybody else from that NXT show that you saw that could make an impact?
Pull her up.
Yeah, I was going to say Asuka as well. She's just slightly different.
I think Revival will be really good, and if they get picked up, DIY.
Yes, I totally agree.
Do you think what are they doing with Asuka? Because she's been there forever, and
they haven't got anyone strong enough, I think, in the women's division to take her out quite yet.
Mm-hmm. I think they're doing this women's tournament in the summer.
Yeah.
So I think they might build somebody up, and then in the summer she might lose it or she might relinquish it.
Yeah.
They might do something where she gets called up after a draft or whatever, or a contract ends or something, to put her up to the main roster still undefeated, but she's got to give up the belt. Kind of what they've done with Paige, because she went up to the main roster and she's still champion, and they said she couldn't be on the main roster and be NXT Women's Champion at the same time. Or was it the case that she won the Divas belt or something?
She had them both, I think, at the same time.
So she had to give up the NXT belt because she was the Divas champion. They could do something similar with Asuka to keep her undefeated and get her
like
off.
They are really high on her, and I think if she'd been called up this last week, she might have got not lost in the shuffle. But I think they were doing so much stuff. They called up.
I don't think Asuka would get lost in the shuffle. I think she's too good to get lost in the shuffle.
I think they probably want to make her debut as a big thing, and I think having her as one of 5 debuts kind of doesn't make her that special. I think if they leave her a little bit, they can make her arrival a bit more special.
Yeah, but it was a bit annoying. Not one female superstar debuted on Raw or SmackDown. That pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah, I think on the whole NXT was decent, but could have been better, I think.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a good show. I did not have fun, but
no, exactly. When I say decent, I mean it was like being live.
It wasn't the standout show like I was expecting. Like Chris really talked up NXT from Dallas last year, so I had quite high hopes. So I don't know. It just wasn't. It didn't live up to the hype that I thought it was going to be. Let's just put it like that.
But if you look at the roster from last year, it's unbelievable that NXT. They had Balor, Joe, American Alpha, Revival. Was it Bayley and Asuka and Zayn and Nakamura?
Yeah. You're all right.
That's a main roster pay-per-view right there.
Yeah.
This year, I think I'm still not a massive fan of Bobby Roode, to be honest. His entrance is good, but
he's glorious.
I know.
Yeah, but other than that,
I haven't quite got on board with him yet. Yeah, so that's NXT. So obviously moving into Sunday, I think
the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, we made our first mistake, I think, by going to Axxess in the morning.
Yeah,
we actually did. But we did meet. Who did we meet that day? Was it Nia Jax?
I met Nia Jax. You nearly met Bliss.
I nearly did. Oh my god, how close were we to meeting Bliss?
Yeah, she changed into Nia Jax.
So fucking annoying. But saying that, I did mention that I met the love of my life, Dean Ambrose, the day before. Oh, that was a good moment. No, I liked him. He was really nice, but we did totally fuck up by going on Sunday morning. We should have just slept.
Yeah. So basically, we got up at 7 a.m. and I think after Mania we must have got back about 3 a.m. So that was a hell of a day, that one.
That was insane.
A tip for people going next year: maybe think twice about Sunday morning access. Just
Yes.
rest up. Mania's longer than you think.
Yeah, a lot longer.
It's probably worth mentioning that we almost died with the heat.
You almost died.
I was pretty close. Another 5 minutes, I might have just given up.
You went so quiet as well. I was like, oh shit.
Because we were still outside that stadium for
Hour and a half.
The heat, I think, was 95.
You should have come round to the gate. I went in. I stood outside 10 minutes.
Yeah, but the person said that we had to stay there because that was our gate.
I bumped.
There was people coming up from all down the whole section to the top bit where there was only about 10 people queuing.
Oh, that's so annoying.
We bumped into a guy that we know, guys, Steve, and he was ready for that. He was close to going. Like he just needed water. So another guy we know, Harry, he went and got him water. Then when I went and picked him a ticket and came back to meet him, he was ready for kind of passing out for dehydration. It was just with the heat was just that bad.
It was Nathan that said something like that as well. He said there was people just passing out, people being sick in the queue, and it was fucking hot though, wasn't it? It was really bad.
It was really bad.
To be fair, I think the people that were struggling had no water, no sunscreen, no hat. I think if you're sensible, because I'm the whitest guy in the world and I get sick over anything, and if I was, I survived. Those people really shouldn't have been that stupid. You know what you're getting into. It's Florida.
Yeah.
You just look at the weather. I think it was 95, which is about 36 in proper temperature. It was hot. Anyway, I think that's covered the heat. I just want people going. If they're going to go to a Mania in Florida, just be aware it is hot.
If people didn't know,
breaking news
hot,
for you.
Know now.
Yeah. It was really
but to be fair, better than last year, I think, wasn't it? From what I can gather, they managed to sort themselves out, got people in on time.
The queues were.
I actually heard that the stadium sold out of water about an hour before the end of Mania.
They did, yes, because I went to go and get some, and I literally had to beg one of the vendors to just give me whatever the hell he had, because I was going delirious.
I did hear they had 750,000 bottles of water delivered.
Fuck.
They were selling it for $5 a go, and people would have paid triple that. So just think how much money they made on water that day.
It was insane. They literally everywhere was sold out. It was crazy. But
so was that. So anyway, what do we think of since we've got to Mania now? The whole reason we're doing this show.
Give me the green light. Oh yeah. Cause I'm ready to go. Let's have a good time. Let's go. What you waiting for? You only got one life. One life. And we gon' live it up. So give me the green light. Give it to me. Cause I'm ready to go. Oh, 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 yeah.
Probably the two biggest. Well, the two questions early on. What did we think of Ambrose in the pre-show?
Not happy at all. Him and Baron Corbin did not deserve the pre-show. Sorry, it should not have happened.
Ambrose and Corbin kind of looked like they were sulking a bit from being in the pre-show.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be sulking? Like you just said earlier, he's worked his arse off, consistently all this time. Yeah. They're pushing Baron Corbin. He won the bloody Andre the Giant Battle Royal last year. They're pushing him hard, and you're on the pre-show. No.
I don't think it should have been in the pre-show. Should have stuck fucking Pitbull on the pre-show.
Yeah. Although I did love that.
Honestly, though, Chris, what match would you have swapped it with? Because
Pitbull.
No, obviously they couldn't do that though, could they? That had to be on the main show, but no other match could have gone on the pre-show, really.
I know, but it's just they've got that much time as well. So.
So I won't get Rachel's thoughts on this.
Just to annoy people, stick this Smackdown women's match in the pre-show.
That was rushed enough anyway, that to the point where it should have just been on the pre-show. I don't think it, should have been anyway, but it was so rushed.
That match would have got more time if it was on the pre-show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not me saying that it deserves to be on the pre-show. I'm saying it would have got more time.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. Look at Neville and Aries. Their match was solid because they had time.
Yeah, they got a good, 15 minutes or something?
Yeah, they had ages.
I think they wanted a filler match, though, didn't they? Between Lesnar, Goldberg, and Taker Reigns, they needed a little buffer.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse. I don't know if that's actually even worse, putting them in the spot that they had, because nobody cared about their match.
It was effectively the graveyard spot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Some things for the crowd to get calm down and get ready again. It was kind of just a bit of a buffer,
and it didn't deserve that, to be completely honest. We'll just skip over the Battle Royal, because that was... I
was going to say, I know Rach was really excited by the mojo. She loved
that. Was hilarious. I was loving it. I just did not see that coming. That's what made it even funnier.
All fucking kinds of bullshit.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh my god. You should have seen Damien's face. He was like, What is this?
I'm assuming they just did mojo purely for that celebrity involvement, who I didn't even know who he was anyway.
No, we had to ask that couple, didn't we? Who the heck that guy was? Because I thought it was baseball or something. Yeah, but he was actually football.
So
American football.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, but he wasn't proper football. Fucking egg.
So the main show. AJ Shane starting it off. Big match to start it off.
Best match of the show.
Totally with you. I actually really enjoyed this one. And we spoke about this 2 weeks ago, and we said AJ doesn't deserve this. It's going to be, an average match. AJ can't work miracles. I think AJ worked miracles.
Yeah. And to be fair to Shane, though, Shane done what he done as well, and he pulled a good match out of him too. So
he did a great job. He actually wrestled.
Give credit to Shane on that one as well. He done his job.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It wasn't all AJ. It was mostly AJ, but it wasn't all AJ.
And there was no stupid high risk moves, which made it more fun.
Well, apart from the shooting star press, the flying elbow, the coast to coast from both.
Yeah, but he didn't jump off a cell or jump off the.
This is on the Shane level
sort of thing, which
it
gets boring after the first 20 times.
There was still a few Shane spots, if you want to call it anything.
Yeah,
but yeah, Shane trying a shooting star press was just what.
I've got to say, I know we say this a lot, and this is the most pointless sentence ever, but AJ is awesome, isn't he? Some of the stuff he was helping Shane through and catching him in midair and turning it into the Styles Clash and all the rest of it, he makes it look so easy.
AJ's on a different level. There's the AJ style. I know I'm taking something away from Austin Aries here. Or is it the Neville level? And there's the AJ Styles level, and then everyone else is below that.
Yeah. Shane's not really a trained wrestler, and I know he's got a few good moves in him, but yeah, watching AJ almost walking through it was pretty special. Yeah,
I thought that was. I really enjoyed that match. I didn't expect it to go first, but it was the perfect match to start it off for me. Good choice.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brains here to figure out which match was next. I should have got this in front of me. This is bad planning, but
Jericho Owens was
Jericho
next.
Owens.
Another good match, to be fair.
Another good match, yeah. The one finger on the rope made me laugh so much.
That was genius. Absolutely genius. Love that.
I'm a massive Owens fan, and it's because of stuff like that. The stuff
he's so good.
It's such a dick, and I love that so much. He's so good at that.
It's just the way he kept his finger on the rope for fucking ages as well. I was like, okay, you can take it off now, and he just still did. That was great.
I loved that on Monday Night Raw as well, where the tip of Kevin Owens' finger made the list.
Oh yeah,
that was just gold.
That was great.
He was in a match ages ago, Owens, on Raw or something against Enzo and Cass, and he was doing the little Enzo dance at the side of the ring, and it's little touches that just make me laugh so much. And
he's so good.
He's so good. I think people tend to forget about Owens. He's kind of, I know he's champion for ages, but he's almost, I don't know, people don't rate him as highly as they should, but yeah, he's gold every time.
No, he's brilliant. His character is brilliant.
Especially now that he's got a little bit more of a ruthless streak about him. Yeah. That's what he needs. He needs that ruthlessness.
So I think obviously Jericho's off soon.
Yeah, he's touring with Fozzy, isn't he?
Always going to lose that match, I think. But yeah, I thought it was a really good match. I think I'm always surprised by Jericho. He must be getting, is he mid-40s? And
47?
Every time you see him, you think, all right, well, I wonder how much he's lost. I wonder if he's, going to be a step or two behind. But he hangs in there with Owens every time, and
he keeps going, doesn't he?
Yeah,
just keeps going.
So Kev, obviously we haven't really got your view. I know you're a bit sad about your view at Mania with the pillars, but What did you think of it? 'Cause I think one thing we haven't mentioned is they made a hell of a amazing job of the staging of the stadium as well.
Well, I was pretty close to the staging and did look amazing.
Yeah.
As for the matches, it was great watching them on a big screen.
So did you move anywhere at all, or did you stay where you were?
I just stayed where I was. I didn't know if there was anywhere free or anything, so it's like, bollocks, I'll just sit and watch it on the screens.
Yeah.
I can watch them come down.
Effectively, Kev paid a few $1,000s to watch WrestleMania on TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think
in the stadium watching it on TV though. So
a couple of points in the matches that we were watching on the TV as well. Obviously, you couldn't see all the way around the ring and stuff, so the TV's helped.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's just literally the pillar cut a good 50% of the middle of the ring off.
It's a bill, yeah.
And it's like, if it cut a corner off, you can live with that. You're not bothered so much about a corner. But this was literally the middle where all the action was. And the darker it got, the brighter them lights got. So it was taking more and more out due to the light.
Fucking lights.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the same problem they have every single time they do an outdoor stadium. They build pillars for the lights. The lights are super bright. The pillars annoy half the audience.
And then they shine the light in your fucking face.
Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna. They're either gonna have to switch to indoor stadiums, like I think Dallas was an indoor stadium, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
There's no pillars because they can hang stuff off the roof.
Yeah.
Or they're really gonna have to think of a solution to this because every single year they get complaints. Every year they give out free tickets and they have to give out compensation and all the rest of it, and they're gonna have to think of a solution around this because every year they mess this up.
See, I wouldn't be too bothered about the pillars being there if you could actually see through them, if there was sort of like scaffolding.
Yeah, if they were like a grill, I know what you mean.
Yeah, where these ones did look like a grill until they put the lights on.
Yeah.
And it's
very
like, well,
deceiving.
You've literally just took everything away there.
I think they focus too much on how it looks on TV and almost forget about the crowd.
Yeah.
Which I can see why they do that, but it does mess things up a little bit. But
the staging was cool, though. I mean, everyone was saying that it's probably the best staging they've done in quite a while.
I don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember Mania looking as good as that.
Yeah. Definitely better than the big play button thing.
I think there's a video that people should go and check out. It's probably on YouTube somewhere, it's on Facebook somewhere, of them building the stage, a bit of a time-lapse video, and probably should give a bit of a shout-out to the stagehands or whoever it was that built that thing, because they did a hell of a job.
Yeah, it was very good. Very, very good.
So, Chris, I'm assuming you've got the matches in front of you. What was after Owens and Jericho?
Yeah, I'll take over, Damon. It's fine.
Thanks very much. I'm not organised here at all.
Raw Women's Championship match: Bayley, Charlotte, Nia Jax, and Sasha.
So this was one. I think the lights came on for this one that annoyed you a little bit. I think this was the first match. This was the first match in darkness.
Yeah. They stopped me from seeing Bayley, the dicks.
Yeah. Again, I'd like to say something nice about this match. I thought it was good that Bayley retained. To be honest, I think it's nice to see them really pushing her. I'm
still going to say that this should have been the match where she won it for the first time.
Yeah,
definitely. Agreed there.
Because the crowd to me didn't seem overly into this, which they would have if it was her first time.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of a match that was just there a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit pointless. There was no real. It was very thrown together. I mean, even just chucking Nia Jax in right at the end. I mean, the poor girl wasn't even in any of the promotional posters or anything at Axxess, so you can tell how late it was thrown together.
She wasn't in the program.
She wasn't in the program at all.
The program actually had it listed as a triple threat match.
Yeah.
So.
But that's how you can tell that they just literally tried to think of something to add to the match to just make it stand out. And, I love Nia Jax, but I wasn't as into this match as I wanted to be.
No.
For both the women's matches, actually. I was pretty disappointed with both of them.
It's probably worth mentioning that Charlotte's moonsault, again, best moonsault in wrestling.
Awesome move. Very good.
Was this the corkscrew one that she done?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It's stunning.
I was going to say that when Bayley, I think it was the savage elbow that beat her in the end, wasn't it? I think when she was climbing up to the ropes, for a second I thought she was going to do a moonsault. And I thought that would have been an amazing ending.
She's not that adventurous.
No.
Fuck off.
A shame, but... I thought Kurt Angle's moonsault was probably the best in wrestling.
Angle was awesome. He's one from the top of the cage that was just awesome.
I think Charlotte's is right up there now. Her moonsaults are awesome.
Yeah, she's really good at them.
You guys know how big a fan of Bayley I am, but I put my hand up and say Charlotte is the best woman on the roster.
Yeah, definitely.
On the entire WWE roster, including NXT, or just?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
The entire WWE roster.
I'm sticking Charlotte up there.
Exactly, Chris. See, you know.
So there's obviously Asuka to come up. You think Charlotte's better?
Charlotte versus Asuka is a match, by the way.
Yeah.
That would be a really good match. I'd pay to see that. I'd pay $9.99 a month to see that.
So the next one was the tag. I think the Raw tag titles. I think I'm kind of going from memory here. The ladder match, wasn't it? How could I forget the ladder match?
I'm literally watching that one now.
Yeah, my ears haven't really recovered from the shouting I had next to me.
Hey, that was an awesome moment.
It probably was the Mania moment, wasn't it? The Hardys.
It was brilliant. I literally went back to being a teenager.
Don't my ears know it.
Just managed to catch the Hardys making their entrance.
What? Where were you? You getting alcohol again?
No, I wasn't drinking.
Oh.
I was away giving my phone battery charger to someone, and I managed to get to the top of the steps just as they were coming out.
So, Kev, what's your thoughts on the Hardys? Because I don't want to be the only grumpy one here.
I marked the fuck out.
You know,
I really did.
So yeah, I just caught them, marked out, and went back to my seat. Then watched the rest of the match.
To be fair, it was a good match to put them in, a ladder match, I think.
It was a great match anyway.
It's the only
All the
match
tag
you can put
matches
them
this
in for the
weekend were
return.
brilliant.
Yeah, I think Sheamus and Cesaro got a lot better.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
I wasn't.
Someone didn't run a second.
Because we spoke on this podcast probably 3-4 weeks ago about how we don't really care about the tag division. We don't really care about Sheamus and Cesaro. They've kind of just drifted along. But last couple of weeks, especially at Mania, I was actually well into them. I thought they've really improved.
They're just improving their chemistry, I think, as well. So
yeah. So am I going to have to be the only one that isn't a massive Hardys fan?
Oh my god, you can't even dare try and diss the Hardys when I'm here right now.
How can you not be a massive Hardys fan? You will be deleted.
You will be deleted.
I didn't watch any TNA stuff. I haven't seen the Hardys since they last left WWE. When they last left, Matt was... I don't think anybody cared about Matt when he last was in WWE. He was like version 1, wasn't he? So
that was a terrible gimmick.
V1 nah. That was fun.
So that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from Matt Hardy back when I remember him. And I didn't care about him then. So I'm thinking... I'm not entirely sure I care about him now because I've missed the whole...
You've
TNA
missed out
thing.
on Hardy Boys Gold then, because that is the only thing I pretty much followed in TNA was the Hardys, just because it was so fucking hilarious.
I saw that match they had in their back garden and I thought it was a bit stupid. And that's my only exposure to it.
Yeah, which basically like the Wyatt family ripped off with the New Day that time.
Yeah. To be fair, but...
So either I've missed a load of cool stuff or it's just a nostalgia thing that I'm not really into.
Oh, the Hardys are awesome. The Hardys could actually... I think I've seen this somewhere else, but I agree with it. The Hardys could main event a pay-per-view.
Really?
Yes.
That's a pretty strong statement. I mean, I don't know if they could headline a pay-per-view and stuff, but...
Oh, they could.
They were pretty solid in like the tag team match and stuff, but I don't know if they could do a main event.
I'm saying they could. If you build up the right story, it's Matt and Jeff, people want to pay to see them, they could easily headline a pay-per-view. I'm not saying
they are very over right now. I do understand where you're coming from.
I'm not saying it's a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or something like that, but they could easily headline
like a fast lane.
A fast lane or a payback or whatever the case might be.
I guess.
So what am I missing then? Because the last time I saw Matt Hardy, I didn't.
I'm missing their awesomeness because they're not grumpy like you.
Now what is he? 7 years older than he was back when I didn't care about him anyway.
Yeah, but
he's been doing a ridiculous gimmick that really is just looks insane.
Jeez, your opinion is obsolete right now.
Exactly.
Fine. Well, I will wait and see if they turn me around.
But no, he's went away. He's reinvented. They both reinvented themselves, to be completely honest, and they were just doing really, really good things in the indies. I'm not a big fan of TNA. People know that already. I didn't watch TNA, but the gimmick is just has got them to where they are now as well. Has got them to the level of popularity that they're still that popular now. Yes, people liked the Hardys before, but this has kept them relevant as well.
So do you think they'll be here for a while, or do you think they'll turn into the Dudleys, who came back for a couple of months and then disappeared?
I think they'll be around for a little while.
I can see them staying around for a while. Maybe I'm going to say 6 months, and they might then split them up again and see if Jeff's got another main event running him.
Oh, really? You think they're going to go singles with Jeff?
Jeff Hardy was a massive merch seller for them when he was world champion back in 2009. He was the top merch seller. They could go for that again and see if they've still got any mileage left in a Jeff Hardy main event run.
I'm open to be convinced. I just think they've got such a roster now. Do you really think Jeff could break through all of them to main event?
If he's that popular, why not? I'm not saying he's better than what they've got, but if he's that popular, then why not?
I don't know about that.
No, I agree with you. If you're putting bums on seats, if you're making the money, why not?
Mm-hmm.
If you're pulling in ratings, then why not?
Mm-hmm.
If you're making people watch your product, then they'll push you.
I shall wait and see whether the Hardys can turn me around. Also, I don't really want to talk about the Cena Nikki Bella proposal. I'm trying to put off talking about that, really.
Ugh, that is literally the only thing everyone keeps asking me about. Not the Undertaker, nothing else.
So then after that, we had Seth Rollins and Triple H. So let's go. By the way, can I just
really have any opinions about that proposal that isn't that noise that Rach just
The fact that we're skipping that match is a disservice to The Miz, because The Miz has been fucking awesome.
I know, yes, I know what you mean. The Miz is awesome, but...
No pun intended there, but he's fucking awesome.
So do you guys think The Miz has a problem now? Because he has to stay heel. He's really struggling to stay heel, isn't he? No,
he'll stay. He'll be able to pull it off.
Because he's being cheered like nobody else right now.
He'll bring it back round. The Miz is just such a good heel. He will be able to bring that back round.
So now, if he gets people to the point of booing him again, then he's done a hell of a job, because everybody loves him now.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what they were expecting. I don't know if they were expecting Cena to get cheered, but
of course he's not going to get cheered.
I don't know what they were expecting.
Sorry,
he was booed heavily at Mania.
Yeah, not in that crowd. He's not going to get cheered in that crowd.
Because I don't know. I don't quite know what they were going for. Because anyway,
but yeah,
even if they're going for news coverage, if the news channels play the video of him proposing, all they're going to hear is him being booed to shit. So
exactly,
quite sure what they were going for with that. I'm not sure what they were.
It was for Total Divas. That's all it was. I said it before we left. It's all just going to be for Total Bellas or Total Divas, and that's what it will be.
Yep, we said that before. It turned out to be true.
Exactly.
Next. Fine. Let's
Moving on.
Let's
Rollins Triple H.
Yeah, I was going to say we heard Rachel's noise for the proposal. I think there was a slightly different noise when you saw Triple H's entrance.
Oh my god, I was so happy when he came out. His entrance was fucking awesome.
There's been a lot of F-bombs in this podcast.
I loved it.
I don't fucking care if there's
it was so good. I loved everything about his entrance. I loved the match. Didn't particularly like it when Steph went through the table. That was not a good moment for me. But I loved everything.
That was awesome.
It was awesome that bit, because I don't know. Because when I think Chris and probably Kev could probably see this bit a bit better, but from where me and Rach were, we couldn't see.
We didn't see it, but we heard it.
But we couldn't see the table being set up. Obviously, we could watch it on the screen.
Yeah, it looked good on TV.
Really well. They built that up really well.
Yeah.
The table hanging over there, and then them feigning Triple H running into her to start with. Then the super kick where Triple H turns around and just runs into her and she goes right through the table. I was like, yes.
I think a lot of the crowd forgot it was there.
Well, I didn't even realise it was there until I heard the crash. And I was like, what?
Yeah, because it has been there for a little while, but...
Yeah, I totally missed that bit. I must have been screaming at something. But
If Rollins was still injured, then he did a hell of a job as well, because I thought he just looked his usual self.
Yeah, I think my only gripe with the match is it was just a bit too long.
It was a little bit long, yes, I'll say that.
They could have cut 5 minutes off it and it would have probably been a better, more fast-paced match.
Yeah.
I was half expecting like the curb stomp as well, just a little bit inside. I really thought that he might have done that move, but I was a bit disappointed that he didn't do that.
I don't think I minded the pedigree though.
I would have liked to have seen the curb stomp, but I get why they don't do it.
Yeah, I understand why they don't do it, but there was just a little bit in me that I thought, oh, are they going to do it? Is he going to do it? And he didn't. But, I mean, I loved the match. I knew Seth was going to win. I knew he was definitely going to win, but I loved the match. Entrance of the night as well for me, of course.
He did look as cool as anything, didn't he, on that bike with Triple H, with Steph on the back?
That was totally on my bucket list.
He did actually
Being a
look
Triple
quite
H Mania entrance.
cool.
That was awesome.
Something ticked off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Kev, were you expecting the match to go how it did? Or because I know a lot of people were expecting Joe or expecting...
I was
maybe
expecting Joe
Balor or
interfering.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad it was a straight win, you know. It made it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But, like you're saying, the match did go on a little bit too long, but it was a good match, so you can get away with it.
It was a good match, but I would have liked to have seen Joe interfere.
Well,
And
you
then-
said something to him, didn't you, Damien, when you met him? And he said, just watch or something.
Yeah, similar to Chris. I said, like,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to enjoy what you do at Mania, what's going on. He went, oh, just watch, watch and wait.
He's
Which kinda
teasing
made
me
it sound-
now.
Yeah.
And then he done nothing.
Yeah, that was quite a shock. I was quite shocked to not see him appear
Yeah.
at some point.
I was a bit disappointed with that. I think if they maybe cut 5 minutes off it and they had maybe Joe come down to try and interfere, and then say Balor comes out, and then I know that's taken away the moment from Raw, but still, Balor comes out for the save, he would have got a massive pop there as well. And then the finish just happened as it happened. It would have been pretty good as well. But not taking nothing away from that, it was a good match, just a tad long.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it. I think they're two of my favourite guys. I think they couldn't really have a bad match. I think Rollins is so good, and Triple H has clearly still got it. So I thought it was pretty good for what it was, and I think it was definitely better than the match that followed it.
Can I just go back to the Rollins match for a second? They just
go on.
shout out to Seth Rollins just selling the injury as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was a lot of reports that he had the flu as well, or a big fever, a big temperature the night before. So I think for him to, I'm assuming his knee injury was pretty real as well. So yeah, for him to gut that out and put in a performance like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I thought he'd done a really good sell job as well. So but he is one of the best they've got just now. So
the main title match then, well, WWE Championship match.
Really disappointing.
Wyatt and Orton, yeah. The only
that was not good.
I know, to be fair, I've sounded a bit grumpy, as I always do this podcast, but I loved Mania. I actually really enjoyed all of the matches. I thought they were all really, really good. This was the only question mark match for me. This was the only one that I didn't fully get into.
See, this is one I was really looking forward to as well.
Yeah.
Because if they took 5 minutes off the Triple H match and gave 5 minutes to this so they could tell a better story, without some of the hokey, like, maggots in the ring and all that kind of stuff.
See, I went for a piss just after the second one, and I missed the rest of the match.
If I'm not even joking, so did I. I come in and they were like, "Oh, you've missed the ring change," and I was like, "Did I?"
It was literally. I come back in, and it was like,
Kevin
what the hell?
For a piss, Kevin for a piss. Na.
It was really quick, that match as well.
Yeah.
I felt it was really fast.
I think you came back, didn't you, from your break? And I said to you, well, the ring had just changed into maggots, and you're like, what? And it was really hard for me to actually explain what had actually happened.
You were like, "It's changed," and I was like, "How has it changed? Just explain."
Yes,
I didn't really
he done
understand
worms and maggots, didn't he?
And something else, was it cockroaches?
Cockroaches, yeah. I saw the cockroaches one.
Well, I went after. I'd seen all three of them. I'm going to have to go. I cannot wait no more. And I was literally 2-3 minutes, and the match had finished.
It was really fast.
I'm just looking just now, it was 11 minutes.
I think
Wow, is that it?
11 minutes the match was.
more than anything, they beat Wyatt really clean, really easily. I'm not quite sure why, but he basically just got buried, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He did not look strong at all.
They're saying this, it was like a favour to Orton because he just got beat up by Lesnar at SummerSlam. But that's not really the way to build up a new star in Bray Wyatt.
No.
So I think it was a very bad decision because he's won the title at Elimination Chamber. He's defended it once on SmackDown, then he's lost it easily at WrestleMania. So
I'm kind of losing interest in him completely, and because
there's only so many times that the guy can get beaten. Still, you can still present him as a top guy.
Because we're jumping ahead slightly here, but just when on SmackDown as well, when he came out and he keeps making the lights turn off, and then he moves about, and nothing happens with that. He just turns the lights off, and then he moves a little bit, and it's like, well, that was nothing. And then he does this stupid little smile that's like, oh, that was all part of my plan. I was like, what plan? You just moved. Like that was nothing. Like
I'm a big fan of Wyatt, but he needs to be booked better. He should be booked as a dominant heel, where people can't beat him that easily in big matches. I mean, he's never won at WrestleMania.
He's going for the reverse.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Was he going to go 23-2 at WrestleMania? The other way about, also 2-23.
I don't know.
I think he should have been the one to beat Taker.
If there was going to be, I would agree with you there, Kev. Personally, I'm still of the opinion that the streak should never ended.
Yeah.
But if someone was going to, then give it to someone who it would benefit, and it would have benefited Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Along the dark forces, Undertaker passing it to Bray.
So, yeah, that's a big fan of Bray Wyatt. Needs to be booked better.
Okay, so we've got 2 more matches at Mania 3, but really just 2. When we get to it, so we're just going to skip through these because we've got Raw and SmackDown as well to cover.
Go through,
So Goldberg Lesnar.
Here. Can I just say I really enjoyed Goldberg Lesnar?
Yeah, I really did as well. I didn't want to be the only one to say that.
I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was going to be another 2-minute match, but it actually surprised us.
They were just basically like, right, guys, we've got 4 moves. Let's just go out there and hit them.
Because I think
continuously.
I think it was your brother I was chatting to you at Mania, Rach, and we watched it, and they had 4 or 5 moves each, and that was it. And me and him just turned to each other and went, "Tell you what, it's 4 moves, but we could watch that all day long."
I think I went to go and beg for water at that point. I was dying.
That jump from Lesnar when he got out of the way of Goldberg's spear, that was incredible as well.
I think I basically missed that whole match, to be very honest with you. I regularly remember seeing a couple of moves, and that was about it.
I did say it would be under 5 minutes. So
how long was it? Was it 5 minutes? Was it
just under 5 minutes? Like 4 minutes 30 or something like that.
Oh my god, really? So yeah, I was.
But they did cram a lot of suplexes and a lot of jackhammers and a lot of spears into that 4 minutes.
Go back and watch it and see what you think. Especially that jump. Like Chris said, that jump was awesome.
The entrances were longer than the match.
Yeah.
This is it all.
But then that's standard for a Goldberg match. So.
And again, I sort of been Mr. Obvious in this podcast, but you kind of forget how good an athlete Lesnar is because he just comes and stands around every show. But
he's an incredible athlete. He's a freak of an athlete.
He is huge. I saw the entrances. He's a beast.
Incarnate.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was bad.
So obviously, I think the right guy won. I know they've got a part-time champion now, but they couldn't really avoid it. But yeah, I think it was a lot better than it should have been. So I was quite.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
SmackDown Women's Title match.
Meh.
Terrible, disappointing. Not done any favors for the women's division of SmackDown. Not good booking.
It was literally just to let everybody go for a drink, wasn't it?
It was a filler. They didn't even get individual entrances like the Raw women's, superstars that came out. They were basically given 15 seconds each of their own songs, and it was just rushed. Don't get me wrong, I love Naomi and I'm glad she won, but I don't know. I wasn't happy with the match. I thought it was far too quick. Wrong spot.
Not a Naomi fan, but
I know.
I don't mind her. She's okay as the champion. What I don't like about the quickness of it was how weak that makes Bliss look by tapping out so quick. Because I'm a massive Bliss fan, and she's looked awesome the last couple of shows after Mania as well. And I'm a bit annoyed that she lost the title, and I'm even more annoyed it was as quick as it was. It should take more than that to beat her.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially for someone that's been built up for 6 months as good as Alexa has been built up. She shouldn't be beat that quickly. It should take a lot more to beat her. Because that match made her look weak.
I say she's been so good that a lot of at the Raw and SmackDown shows that we'll get onto in a minute, a lot of my section were cheering her because she's been so good.
Yeah.
And because she's been so good, a lot of people actually in my area were actually booing Naomi a little bit, as she's been the one to take it off Bliss, and Bliss is more deserving and stuff. So I think all these rushed storylines in general just kind of turn the crowd off to what they expect. I think
a slow build and a slow storyline actually that gets you invested means a lot more than just, oh, by the way, I'm back from injury now, I better win this title. Fuck off.
It's like a present to Naomi, and I think that's what annoys me the most about her.
I like Naomi, I just don't think she's been built up to that level where she should have been beating Alexa Bliss that quickly.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan, Rach, and I'm not meaning to shit on Naomi because I do like her.
Yeah, I'm just
Your silence speaks volumes.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Chris said, if they'd have built her up, she'd have a nice little story. She won it, I'd be fine with it. But it's like, oh, you live here, do you? Here you go, have a present. It didn't really feel right.
They probably just did it the wrong way round, isn't it? They should have let Bayley have a moment like that, lose the title or not even get the title and then win it big. But I just think Bliss was probably only an interim champion anyway because Naomi got injured. I think they just physically had no choice but to just basically give it back to Bliss. I don't know. Something just didn't feel right about that whole match at all. I just didn't really understand it. I don't know if they kind of knew that she was going to go to, well, I don't want to say the Superstar Shake-Up and stuff, but I don't know if they had ideas that they kind of knew where Bliss was going to go. So again, they had to find a way to keep the title on SmackDown. I don't know. It just didn't. There was something about that match that just didn't work at all.
I think by the time the match started, they were already 40 minutes over their scheduled finish time. So it really felt like they were like, okay, can you go out for 2 minutes and just get your match over with? Because
they knew they couldn't cut it. There was no way they could have cut the women's SmackDown match. They had to put it on in some capacity, but they just were given a very shit time to do a decent match in, and it just didn't work. It's a shame because there was Naomi and Bliss and stuff, but it just didn't come together. So like we said earlier, I don't know whether it would have been better for the pre-show, but it certainly was not good for before the Taker match at all.
So Chris and Kev, which one of you have actually gone back and watched Mania? Have you actually gone back and watched it yet?
I've
started.
Yeah, I've watched some of it.
I was only going to ask, what did the main event sound like being?
I've watched that.
Commented by JR.
JR just makes everything sound better.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
He's so good at just conveying the story to the people that's watching as well. So you become he's the best ever. Even if he's been away for that long, he just comes back, does one match, and you're like, I seriously miss you.
I'm almost surprised they gave it to him because it's almost like Triple H showing up. He kind of makes everyone else look really bad that they're still not as good as him, and he's been retired ages. No commentator is as good as JR, and it makes them all look quite bad. Yeah. So Kev, as our resident Roman Reigns fan,
come on, Kev.
What did you actually think of the match itself? Because
you can have a virtual high five for that, Rach.
Thank you very much.
I've got no comment on it.
No?
I've got no comment on it.
Oh.
I'm still very...
Still a bit sad.
Still very raw for you, is it, Kev?
It is very raw.
So
it was a good match. It was...
Taker's done then, yeah, you think?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, he's done.
Because they haven't. They keep coming out now and saying, oh, this might be his last match. They're putting a bit of doubt in it, but everything about it was his last, wasn't it?
No, he's done. He's done.
He wouldn't have went out on his back to Roman Reigns if he wasn't. That's one thing for sure. And he wouldn't have left his gear in the ring.
It was his last match, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
But then there is the old never say never in wrestling. So
I think the sort of guy that he is.
I mean, I think it's his last match. But there'll always be that person that says never say never.
So what do you think of the actual match? Because I think there were a few bits in there that were slightly sloppy.
I'd agree with that.
Quite suspicion on, and did they mess up the Tombstone reversal thing?
Yeah, they did. But I think
it was a reversal. The Reigns tried to pick him up.
To be complete, I think that added to the story, though. Yeah. It was a botch, but added to the story of there's this guy. He's old. He's getting broken down now. He can't do what he used to. He couldn't get up for the reversal. So it was I don't even want to say this because you know what I liked it. It was almost like Reigns was carrying the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that anymore. If he did come back for another match, it's like how good or how bad would that match be? This is it. Go out now. You've just had your send off. Don't come back, please.
Were you surprised that this match pretty much got this? This match was 25 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it did go a little bit long, didn't it? So
I'm surprised they did that because they knew what state Taker was in. They could have done a 10, 15-minute match. Nobody would have complained. It might have been a bit tidier.
Yeah, I think everybody left in a bit of a downbeat mood as well. So
Yeah.
That was really strange. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked watching The Undertaker and stuff, but that was so weird. Like, there was grown men like crying and just silent, and that was weird to see that.
Comment about any of that.
I'm not mocking anyone because I got a bit of emotion stuff, but that was when I turned around. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, this dude's crying here. And
I'm putting my hands up. I cried. I don't care what anyone thinks.
Yeah, you went really quiet, Damien. You were just literally staring. I was like, "Oh shit!"
I was thinking, it's a weird ending, isn't it, to Mania? I actually thought they did a really good job of it.
They did. They broke your heart to end it.
But he got the send off that he needed to have.
Yeah.
He needed that time in the ring when he's in his full gear. He takes it all off, lays it all down on the mat, then just to watch him with the smoke coming up and then him disappearing down that trapdoor. And then he was away in the purple lighting with his hand up in the air.
Yeah, that's all he needed. He didn't need to talk. I know some people felt like he should have said something. I didn't. I think that was perfect what he did.
Yeah. It was a good, that last 10 minutes or something was a great send-off for him. And that's how it should have ended there.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah. I think it was a good way to. I know it was sad, and it was, for a lot of people and stuff. But
any match that he would have retired at was gonna be sad. Was going to do the same.
It was always going to be emotional, but it was nice to see like all of you like sharing in that together. I mean, that was the first time you've ever seen The Undertaker, and it's the last. Like, that's amazing that you were a part of that. You can't deny that.
And even though the match was a bit messy, I was watching it and I couldn't turn away. I thought it was. In terms of
I know someone has been to 2 WrestleManias, 30 and 33, and Undertaker lost both times, so she's getting blamed. She is getting blamed. She'll jinx.
I really enjoyed it. It was one of those things that you think.
Yeah, you have to be there, sort of thing.
Watching it from like an entertainment point of view, I couldn't turn away, and I was sort of totally in the moment, and there isn't. WWE hasn't done that to me for a good few years.
Totally pulled on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was emotional. I was looking. It was very, very weird. Very weird.
What do you think, just to close Mania down then, what do you think of the show overall? Because a lot of people have said it was probably the most consistent Mania in terms of all the matches were decent. There wasn't a 5-star match like there normally is. But it was consistent.
I mean, I would give it a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 for me.
I'd go with a 7, but I still think it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with a 7.
It was above average. All the matches were quite consistent.
Yeah.
Like you said, there wasn't a 5-star match or nothing like that, but it was still.
There was no Shaq. That's a win. Come on. That is a bloody win. But yeah, every match was pretty good. And I mean, there was a couple of mark out moments, which you kind of always want with Mania as well. So.
Yeah, like Mojo winning the Battle Royal.
Hey, that was awesome.
No, fucking wasn't.
It was awesome for me because it was just seeing everyone's faces, and I was the only one cheering. I thought it was hilarious.
So I think for all those people that have never been to a Mania before, which was...
Get your asses to WrestleMania 30.
If you haven't, go.
Go.
You're missing out. Especially
to New Orleans as well. That'll be amazing.
Hell yeah, and you can come and hang with us.
Hotels booked already, bitches.
I think the card this year could have been slightly better. We've talked about this in our preview shows. But even with a semi-decent card, live just made it so much better. I really enjoyed it. It didn't feel like 7 hours. It went really quick. I was tired at the end, but it went really quick. And yeah, I could easily just go back and watch that again now. I really enjoyed it. So the tip for Mania, I think, is just go to it. It's always more fun than it actually sounds on paper.
You have to go. It's like Chris, when he went before and everyone was slating it, you had the best time. Unless you've actually been, you cannot judge. You physically cannot judge it until you've been to a Mania to experience it for yourself, because the crowd and the atmosphere just makes it so much more fun.
It does. I mean, people shat on last year's WrestleMania and said it wasn't a good WrestleMania. But because I was there, I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not going to lie. I was one of those people. I didn't particularly enjoy the card. I didn't particularly enjoy the show, but you rated it quite highly because you were there. But now that we've been and I've been, I can understand why that was one of your favourite shows, because it was your first, and we weren't there, so
The atmosphere, isn't it?
And the feeling in it, because it's your first one, so it's going to take a lot to beat that.
Yeah, totally.
I think this year's WrestleMania was better, but
it's definitely the atmosphere that gets to you, and the atmosphere makes it a lot better. So
it is, and it's
talking of the atmosphere. What did you all think of Raw?
Seamus and Cesaro.
Raw was probably the loudest crowd of the weekend. I know Mania was bigger.
Raw was awesome.
Raw was mental, wasn't it?
Shout out to Jordan, by the way.
Oh my God, that guy was insane. He started every single chant going that night.
If the people listening want to know what Jordan looks like, just look at any video WWE has put out in the last week.
He's pretty much in them all, so.
He's basically
the long-haired beady guy.
The singing Jesus.
Singing Jesus. Sorry, just chanting for everything now, so.
There's that. So, what did we think of Raw? Because it was one of those shows that just flew past. I can't even remember what happened now, but a bunch of guys turned up, and Finn came back. What do we all think of it?
I loved Raw. I think after Mania, that was my second best show of the entire week. The energy was just top notch all night. Loved it.
I was surprised it was as loud as it was. I was waiting for.
Although those beach balls really did get on my nerves after a little while, I thought that was really obnoxious. It was funny for like all of 10 minutes, and then it became very, very annoying. So, tip to all the people that go next year, maybe don't bring a beach ball with you, because it really interrupts people when they're wrestling.
If I say beach ball next year, I'm busting it.
Me and Satin were basically waiting for it. It was funny for 10 minutes, and then it just stopped being funny because Neville was getting pissed off because his match was getting ignored. I know, was that on Smackdown? I can't remember. It was Raw or Smackdown. He was getting really annoyed because that was a pretty good match, but it was ruined.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I was really annoyed by that.
Mm-hmm.
So can we just do something I don't really want to do, but can we give Reigns a little bit of credit?
Oh, by the way,
his promo.
It was the best promo he's ever done.
Yeah.
That worked so well.
I loved that he did that, because he came out and I thought he was going to do this big speech, and these two American guys next to me said, wouldn't it be amazing if he just dropped the mic, stuck his middle finger up and walked off? That would be brilliant. And that's basically what he did, and I loved him.
He did it in a very PG way, but it just worked, didn't it?
It did, and I hated it, but I loved it.
He was great at that, yeah.
It was great. So good.
Because 10 people around me were just booing the hell out of him. And then as soon as he did that, they actually started clapping him.
Oh no, he was solidly booed in my section from start to finish until he was backstage. He was solidly booed. It
was the weirdest start to Raw. I've actually seen Raw on telly since I've been back, and the first 20 minutes was just a crowd chanting "Go away," wasn't it? Or things slightly ruder than that as well.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of chants for Roman.
When I got back on the Wednesday, that's the first thing I done. Put that on to see how that come across on TV. Because I was expecting it being so edited and so like, we'll put some adverts on, we'll do this.
But no, they just left it all in there.
Yeah.
So no, it was such a hot start to the show as well, I thought.
I loved the chants just morphed, because it was from the Undertaker chants, wasn't it? And
it just kind of morphed right
Roman sucks.
Undertaker, Roman sucks, and it just went from there to fuck you, Roman sucks.
And go away. That was an awesome one. Go away.
Just so blatant.
That was just so random, that one. But yeah, how long was that segment? Was it 20 minutes?
It was
just silence and booing.
I loved it.
Was 10 minutes or something of just that, and then
brilliant.
Absolutely. It was maybe about like 5 to 10 minutes of chanting Undertaker, then 5 to 10 minutes of just booing Reigns, and then it I'll give
And
credit.
what he said was just gold. You know, this is my yard now.
But that's basically a heel turn, isn't it? There can't be anything other than that.
It's not though. Not if you. I know we're talking about it next week, but not if you've seen Raw. Then it's not a heel turn.
No, but is that not a good thing for it to be a heel turn?
It should be a heel turn, but he's going to get booed anyway.
What's happened on Raw? He's going to wait. He's going to come back,
and he'll just get booed again. So
yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Reigns.
Full on heel, isn't he? He's not going to come back as the half-assed Vince's love child sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, I'll have to see what happens with Reigns. But I thought he played that really well. He could have just done a big speech. I don't know if that was planned, but the way he reacted to the crowd, I thought he did a really good job. I
think it was planned because he knew the kind of reaction he was going to get.
Yeah.
So he must have had some inkling of or script or something to say. This is all you're going to say. However long it takes you to say it, you'll know when to say the line.
Yeah.
Because
I thought he nailed it as well.
Because he's standing there and you see him on cameras. He's like tapping the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
And actually saying they're in the palm of my hand. Like he had the crowd in the palm of his hand. He was controlling us, not the other way about. So
Yeah.
I'm giving him credit for that one.
He gets a reaction. There's some people that just get no reaction. He probably gets the strongest reaction out of anybody.
In fact, Damon, can you edit that out? Just the fact that me giving Reigns credit for something.
I could quickly get on board with him if he's going to start.
Delete.
If he's going to start being awesome at what he does, I'm going to have to quickly get on board with him.
But no, I'm joking here, but there with the deletes and everything. But I will give him credit. That was a really good opening segment for Raw.
Yeah, that was really good. Really solid.
So, what do you make of Kurt Angle being the GM? Do you think it works?
Yes, he was comedy gold on Raw. That was hilarious. The segment with him and Enzo was so funny.
That's not how you spell soft.
That's not how you spell soft. Loved it. I think he could do quite well. I know he did it before on Smackdown, but that was years ago. But I think he could add something a bit different.
He was heel back then as well.
Yeah.
He's always had good comedic timing. Even back to his segments with Edge and Christian and Rhino, and even his segments with The Undertaker when he's feuding with Undertaker, he was really funny. Or his ones with Stone Cold with the cowboy hats and the guitars.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
He's always had good comedic timing, so he will be good in that role. But he can also become really serious if he wants to as well.
I tell you, I met him at Sunday Morning Axxess, and he seems a really humble, shy guy.
I met him last year in Glasgow, and he couldn't have been any less interested.
Really?
But yeah, it was just head down in his phone. When I was ready to take a picture, he looked up, smiled, and put his head back down his phone again.
See, he was completely different at Axxess. He was so he was humble to meet fans, sort of thing.
Maybe because he was grateful that he's been allowed back to WWE after all this time. Because he had a bit of a rocky road for a while there, didn't he? So
yeah,
maybe he was just grateful that he's been given a bit of a second chance, I guess, with WWE.
Do you see any matches in his future? Because obviously when Stephanie comes back, which I'm assuming will be at some point in the next couple of months.
SummerSlam, him against, I don't know who yet, but he'll be fighting against a heel at SummerSlam, I think.
You think he's got a few matches left in him? They're not too worried about his neck or anything?
Yeah, I think he could still go.
I think he could do something at SummerSlam and something next year at Mania, and that'll be him.
Well, I'd watch a few Angle matches.
I'd love to see Angle versus AJ.
Whoa, that would be really good. Yeah.
I'm just throwing that one. I doubt it happens because of the different brands and everything, but I would love to see that match. I know it's happened in TNA, but I'd love to see it in WWE.
Yeah, totally different in WWE.
But then I'd also love to see AJ versus Nakamura. So
yeah, we know that one.
I think AJ's got a bunch of matches he can have. If he
AJ with anyone, just stick AJ on any card.
Yeah.
So another debut then on Raw, the Revival.
See, yeah.
Their music has already got to me.
I love them. They're
Yeah.
so good.
I think they did a good job. They put them over clean against a fairly big team. Obviously,
Then it's not just that; it's then breaking Kofi's ankle as well,
Mm-hmm.
which they've done before with American Alpha and DIY. They've done that before with them as well, and it just gets them over as massive dicks, and it works because they play that character really well. But they're just an amazing old school tag team where they cut the ring in half and they work on someone.
Yeah.
It's just so good. I love them.
It seems to be the tag team division has been built around sort of entertaining teams that we've spoke about before can get cheesy and old quite quickly, like the New Day and Enzo and Cass. The Revival are the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll struggle to connect with the crowd? Like, they're not flashy, they're not catchphrasy,
But that's their gimmick. No flips, just fists.
Yeah. I think it's a great change.
It's just they're just in your face. They're going to punch you in the face and not care what you do about it. They're not going to flip about or something. They're just going to go right in your face and punch you. Simple as that. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So there were rumours of maybe a couple of stables being formed. Maybe the Owens and Joe, and maybe the Revival getting together as a bit of a
fucking love that.
Does that sort of hide the Revival in a way? Do you want them to be just a tag team on their own, or?
I don't think it would hide them because they're that good. They don't hide. The cream always rises to the top. I know that's a bit cliche and everything, but they are that good.
I think those four could just be total dicks, and that could work pretty well.
It would work perfect.
Which means they definitely won't do it.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's too good a thing. They won't do it. So
yeah,
I'm a massive fan of the Revival. Even back when I was drunk at NXT when they came out, I still marked the fuck out for them. Then when they came out of Raw, I marked the fuck out again. So
there wasn't any more debuts. Have I missed anybody? Oh, that was it. Revival, and then Finn coming back.
Re-debuts.
Yeah.
Can we just point out, as much as we hated it, Jericho saying Beach Ball Mania running wild.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was still fun, wasn't it? It's just the fact that it was acknowledging what was happening and everything that was quite a fun moment, even though I hated the beach balls.
It does encourage people to do it again, though, doesn't it?
It did, but still, it was still fun that he acknowledged it. Now, if anybody brings a beach ball next year, I will kill you.
Don't bring a bloody beach ball.
Like I said earlier, just don't be a twat and do it.
But yeah, no, I wasn't a fan of beach ball. Loved that bit with Jericho. Loved Balor's re-debut as well, with him taking Jericho's place in the main event tag match.
I think it was just a hot show altogether, which I think
Raw
is needed. Raw has been a slightly bit stale. I think obviously the Raw after Mania is always big. I thought they did a really good job of it. And next week we're obviously going to talk about the shake-up Raw that's happened. But again, that looks like Raw now is going in the right direction. It feels a lot fresher. It feels a lot more fun.
I'll be looking forward to see what Smackdown does as well tonight. Well, as we record this, obviously, what Smackdown does tonight.
And I was slightly worried leaving Orlando, getting a bit of the WrestleMania blues, but I was thinking the season after WrestleMania, like the couple of months after, they sort of take a bit of a downtime, and they sort of, historically, it's not normally that good. But
can we talk about it? Can we talk about Nakamura?
Yeah, go on. Let's talk about SmackDown then. Let's wrap this up
You're
with a bit of a SmackDown.
Desperate, aren't you?
Just that man. That man.
What did you make of his entrance?
Oh my actual fucking Christ.
You're like fangirling over there. Oh my god.
He's so fucking good.
I gotta say, when he came out, when that violin player came out.
You said you could see me. Well, I don't know how I looked from where you were, but from where I was like, oh my fucking God.
You were screaming, Chris. You were like jumping.
Moving. Yeah.
Oh my god, me and Satin were pissing ourselves at you. You was literally jumping up and down.
Oh, it was just that.
I didn't even notice the violinist come out though. It's only when everyone was looking, and I was like, what is everyone looking at? And I turned and I was like, oh my god, it is actually going to be him.
As soon as I seen the violin, I was just like, oh.
Let's just wait 1 second for Nakamura. Let's just do this in order. What did you think of Ty Dillinger?
10. Love Ty.
Is this his time?
Now's as good a time as any. He'll never be a main eventer.
Do you think he will be somebody like, maybe not as big, but somebody like Daniel Bryan who's got an easy to say catchphrase? Or could you easily see him going down the way of like a Fandango who, to be fair, came over with a big reputation and a catchy song and then went nowhere? Which way do you think he's going to go?
I think Ty's better than Fandango. He's never going to reach Daniel Bryan level. Never. He won't. It's as simple as that.
I think he's
Like,
always going to be lower mid card. I don't think he's going to be any more than that.
He'll be in the
Yeah.
mid card. That's his spot basically. But if he gets a good run of wins against them, and the crowd start getting behind him, who's to know where he goes? I don't think he's going to be main event, but you never know.
To be fair, Daniel Bryan, I know he came in with a massive reputation, but I didn't know him before he came to WWE, and he was buried for a little bit. And the catchphrase kind of made him in a way, and the catchphrase could easily propel Ty up quite high.
It could, but the 10 chants annoy quite a lot of people as well.
Yeah, I'm really annoyed. I'm slightly annoyed at you three just doing it just then.
I like the new
Yeah.
one that got created pretty much at Raw. I don't know who created it, but the Too Sweet one.
No, I can get away with that. I
brilliant.
like that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay,
You
well,
hate anything that catches on. You're so boring.
I'm not. It's just when they use it for like the Daniel Bryan, they did the yes thing when he came out, and that was fine. The 10 thing is being used when people are out of the ring being counted out, which is hugely annoying.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I do. The 10 should be used for Ty, and that's it. But it's still fun doing it because it annoys people.
Exactly. Especially you, Damien. That's why we all do it.
Just 1 second before we let Chris talk about Nakamura.
Oh my
Can I just
god.
say, how good is The Miz at being John Cena?
The Miz,
Better than John Cena, he does it.
the Miz and Maurice are better at doing John Cena and Nikki Bella than John Cena and Nikki Bella are at
Exactly,
doing John
Chris.
Cena and Nikki Bella.
Totally agree with you.
It took me a few seconds to get
Yeah,
that
we
angle.
all thought out a little bit there, weren't we?
It did. But I had the camera out, so I was zoomed in to take a picture. I was like, that's the Miz. That's fucking amazing.
So, well, as always, The Miz is awesome. Nothing new, but he's just awesome. So, Nakamura.
Floor is yours, Chris.
It was a great entrance, to be fair, because the violin guy wasn't immediately obvious. And as soon as the light went on him, it took about 3 seconds.
As I clocked him.
You could see the reaction of the crowd take about 3 seconds to go round, which is always the best. When you can feel it rising.
Delayed reaction, and the crowd
Yeah.
eventually just click what's actually happening.
And his music doesn't exactly hurt, does it?
Oh, it's such a good song. It's easy to sing along to as well, so the crowd can just instantly get into it. And the guy is just so charismatic, you can't help but watch what he does. Despite his lack of English, he doesn't need to be strong in English to carry a feud or to carry a match or whatever. He's just got a magnetism where you just want to watch what he does. He's so good.
I think this was the moment of the weekend for me because, like I said, I wasn't a massive Hardys fan. So this, for me, this was the moment that I really enjoyed. I think it was Rach. Or it might not have been. Somebody in this podcast a few weeks ago said, not entirely sure about Nakamura. He's a bit weird. He's a bit tough to get. He's a bit strange. He's a bit weird in the ring, and they weren't entirely sold on him. But
He is strange. He is weird.
yeah.
But he's fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the entrance was the perfect way. I wasn't
I've
a
got
massive fan of the Finn Balor reintroduction because you could see it coming a mile off. This kind of took me by surprise, which is always the best way.
I knew he was going to debut. I always knew he was going to debut on SmackDown. I just didn't know when.
Yeah.
So when it happened, it was still a surprise, even though we knew it was going to happen at some point. But I've said before, I put AJ on like the top level and nobody's above him. But for charisma, nobody touches Nakamura. Nobody. The guy's
Those
just
two at some point Mania next year. Do you think him?
book it. I'll
Yeah.
just book it now.
Book it and take money.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will print money. Especially out of my pockets.
Let's move on and let's give Chris a slight break from that high we've just put him on. Let's
My fucking Mura.
let's go back to
Oh
Rage.
my
'cause
god.
It felt like on SmackDown they gave Ambrose and Corbin the chance to go back out and have the match that maybe Mania should have been.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not a massive fan of the result, but I thought it was a great match, actually.
It was
really
a good
enjoyed it.
match, and he came in the crowd. How can I even deny that? He came to find me, so... No, it was definitely better than WrestleMania. I wasn't happy with the result, obviously, but it was a definite more solid match than they were given at Mania. So
again, the result now makes slightly more sense in hindsight. We'll cover this next week, but makes slightly more sense. So I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was probably the best match on SmackDown from memory. So there was that. What do we think of? What do we think of the whole Wyatt Orton? Just to finish this off, really, because this was the closing match. What do we think of Wyatt and Orton? Are we interested in seeing another rematch between them?
Nothing else after Nakamura.
No.
Oh God, you literally are fair, all over that.
I agree with Chris. The stuff that happened after Nakamura was the IC title match, which was good. Shane came out and did some stuff, and then it was the Wyatt family tag match. And I think the crowd won a bit of a sleep from the last 4 or 5 days of just wrestling, and the whole atmosphere felt a little bit flat towards the end of SmackDown. I don't know what you guys thought, but it felt like a quieter show than Raw, that's for sure.
I mean, it was. I was a bit confused because obviously we saw bits that people on TV didn't see, like the Dolph Ziggler segment. So I was kind of waiting for that to be the main event, and then it kind of wasn't. So I was a bit confused what was going on for a little bit there.
But that was very, very smart. Because people
it was, but I mean, I didn't quite clock on. I don't know if it's because I was tired, but I didn't quite clock on that was going to be a dark thing until like pretty much SmackDown was finished, and I was like, oh, are we getting Ziggler and Nakamura, or is that next week? I don't really understand what's happening.
Just for context, obviously we were there live, and Ziggler came out and challenged Nakamura, which wasn't shown on telly, and he challenged him to a main event match. And
it was during the break, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were all waiting for that match to be on telly, to be the main event of SmackDown, and it wasn't. We had to wait till after 205 Live, which, as Chris said, made people stay and watch 205 Live.
So it was a very smart thing to do, but because obviously a lot of people just leave after SmackDown and don't stick around for 205 Live, which, as far as I'm concerned, is stupid, because you do get some good stuff on 205 Live. I know you guys aren't really invested in it, but I like this. I like the stuff that happens on 205 Live. Plus, you got to see UK guys as well, got a wee introduction.
Yeah, 205 Live was really good. I'm not going to lie. You know, was it a fatal 4-way match? Can't quite remember what it was, but that was a really good match.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that actually.
Was it TJ, Austin Aries, Mustafa Ali, and TJ Perkins?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And like you say, we got to see Pete Dunne again, so woohoo, winning.
And Wolfie.
Oh yeah, your Wolfie guy.
The regulator, last king of Scotland.
But then I was really confused again, because obviously coming from Progress, and Tyler Bate was getting cheered and he was doing his weird wave thing, and I was like, oh God, what's happening?
You come through from Progress where he's getting booed and he's flipping off the crowd, and then...
Yeah. Oh, that was so strange. I need to get used to that, I think. This chopping and changing to face and heel stuff, but yeah, that was good. That was 205 was good, so I might try it.
Give it a watch, it's worth it.
Yeah, maybe.
So, that was the final show of our WrestleMania weekend.
Nakamura.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's people's closing thoughts of Mania? Was it like you were expecting it to be? Was it better, worse? What's your thoughts?
You're singing Nakamura, aren't you?
We know what Chris's thoughts are.
I've just got that bloody Sheamus and Cesaro thing in my head. I've had it in my head like all week.
To me, it really felt like a week-long party.
It was great.
Basically,
it was the best time.
That's what it was.
What was your favourite moment, Damien, in the whole week?
Nakamura's entrance was good. Being at Mania felt weird in a good way. I've been watching Mania for 32 years, and to actually be there, especially when the sun went in, been a bit grumpy here, but when the sun went in and it was a little bit cooler, to stand there and look at the stage, especially look at Triple H's entrance and think, yeah, I'm actually at WrestleMania in Florida. Never been to America before. I'm actually here watching, Taker's last match, watching Triple H's entrance, watching AJ Styles live, and it was a weird moment for me when it just sunk in.
Can I ask you guys as well, because this was obviously your first one and I went through it last year. What was your feeling when you walked out into the stadium and you just seen everything?
It took me an hour or two for it to sink in.
Yeah.
I was going to say it took until it was dark for you to actually get the full fuck, I'm here sort of thing.
There was times when I just sat there a little bit quiet and just looked around.
Taking it all in. Yeah.
I think Wyatt's entrance, actually. Wyatt Wyatt's entrance got to me a little bit, because everyone in the crowd was doing the same thing, and you thought, I'm actually part of something actually really cool.
I'm one of 75,000 people using my torch right now. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I think it may not have been the greatest show in history, but when you're there live, you just think, actually...
Right, I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's probably a good little way to end. We've been through all the shows. I think Chris can sing us out.
No.
So I think the final tip for anybody listening to this that hasn't been to Mania or wants to go is, don't sit next to Chris.
Hey.
He will just drunkenly sing at you for a week.
I was only drunk at a few shows, mostly after the shows. Okay, I'm great company at a show unless I'm drunk.
I think we probably should recommend.
And even then, if you're going to have a great time if I'm drunk next to you at a show. So.
Unless you were sitting next to him at Progress. That was a totally different Chris. That was a hanging Chris.
Yeah, don't sit next to me when I'm hungover.
That was gross.
To be fair, Kev, you managed to appear sober quite a few times.
Because I was sober.
I think your recovery time is much better than Chris's. See, Kev's the pro over there, Chris. Kev's the pro.
Honestly, it never normally is that quick. I'm normally suffer for about 3 days. But that, is it Yingling?
Oh, yeah.
That beer does not give you a hangover.
To be fair, I actually had wine on a few occasions and I felt not bad in the next morning.
So classy.
Yeah, I know. Well, it was free, so what can you do? To be fair, the last night I said I didn't really want to go out for a drink. And I got persuaded to go out for one. Then I looked at the menu and I thought, I never said if it's a glass or a bottle. So I got a bottle.
Give me a pint of wine. Come on.
And then when that bottle got swiftly finished, I moved on to another bottle. So, yeah.
So I think that was our WrestleMania review show. Coming up next week, we will be reviewing the Superstar Shake-Up that happened on Raw and SmackDown this week. And we'll also talk about Raw and SmackDown of next week. It'll be a bit of a dual show, merging those 4 shows together. So check that one out as well. You can go on our Facebook and comment and send us your thoughts. Facebook is facebook.com/the Social Oddities Podcast. You can tweet us as well at TSO_podcast. Visit our websites, thesocialoddities.co.uk and wrestlingfanuk.co.uk. Do Kev's quiz. You were going to put some more quizzes up there now, some post-WrestleMania quizzes.
Yeah, I'll get some new ones up this week.
So, until next week, everybody, send us your thoughts and we'll talk about it next week. So, thanks, everybody. Say
Nakamura.
Oh, God.
Come on, let's all say bye now before we start.
Nakamura.
Oh, God. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Guys.
Cheers, guys.
Don't forget to tune in next time for more fighting talk. Catch you next time.